My house is a magic power spot. Just by living there I become the strongest in the world. Prologue. When I woke up I was in a different world. After work, I attended a boring end-of-the-year party and I finally left on the last train. I got back to my house, 2LDK 1-story, and collapsed and slept right in the foyer when, where am I? When I opened my eyes I saw another world from the still open doorway. My house may not have been very close to the train station, but it wasn't far enough that it should be stuck in the middle of a dense forest. Moreover, there was never a dragon in the sky. I wonder, is this real? I must still be half asleep. But when I pinch my cheeks it still hurts. Also, I still haven't slept enough and my head hurts. While thinking in the entrance way I rub my eyes vigorously, and suddenly hear a voice speak up. Oh, such powerful magic. It's a shrill woman's voice. My house is made of wood so it echoes through it. I look through the doorway with drowsy eyes and see a woman in a tricorn hat in the distance. However, Archmage-sama, with such fierce magic power, the witch core can't approach. Yes, this was unforeseen. It's too strong. Like this, far from using it, we can't even touch it. As expected, even if it is the world's most powerful staff, this is its limit when summoning something from the earth vein. What's this? This witch girl cosplay group? They're making quite a ruckus outside my door. But aren't they being quite a nuisance for the neighborhood? That's what was in my sleep-deprived and aching head. That shrill voice echoed in my ears. I went outside to drive them away. Being so loud early in the morning, "Shut up you guys," I purposefully yelled loudly. The next moment, in front of my eyes a windstorm flew forward. Then, when the wind reached them, the witches were completely blown away. I just raised my voice to drive them away. What's this? About 10 people were blown away and crashed into trees. Hey. What was that? A storm of magic power hit us. Is it a monster? The witches were unsteadily getting up, and the way they looked over here was greatly changed. Their eyes held fear as if they were staring at a monster. I'm sorry. Please don't kill us. Phew. Crying. There were girls who were crying, sitting in despair, and some that had wet themselves. Just a yell had created such a big disaster. This is our Archmage-sama. Why yes. If we were to move any closer it'd be bad. Retreat at once. Emergency escape. Roger that. Emergency escape. As the phrase was shouted out, poof, they disappeared. What? Looking at a guy's face like he's some kind of monster is rude. I looked at the mirror in the foyer and all I saw was a lazy-looking bearded man. Witches and teleportation. I've really come to another world, haven't I? However, despite my age, I was getting excited by the situation I found myself in. My house is a magic power spot. Just by living there I become the strongest in the world. Chapter 1. Those witches, they said something about my house having amazing magic power or something. But it's normal. I was walking around my house and didn't see anything different about it. It's the same 50-year-old lovable old house. My furniture and household items are all as they should be. They've all apparently come to the different world with my house. In any case, it can't be helped that I've come to this other world. I must find and establish a way to live here. First I need food, clothing, and a place to live. But I have a bed right here. I have things to wear stored in my dresser. For food, I don't know what's inside my fridge, but I have preserved foods, canned goods, and a couple months' worth of uncooked rice. Surprisingly I don't have any issues with living comfortably for a while. I can survive for longer than I thought with the stuff I have. It'll last for about 60 days. So I have around 60 days before I need to go out and find something from this world to eat. Yawn. Now that I've got some peace of mind I'm sleepy. I can't think too clearly. Am I still a little drunk? I can think about tomorrow when tomorrow comes. For now I'll go back to sleep, and I head to my bedroom. Good night, Tilda. Then as I'm wrapped up in my futon, I'm about to fall asleep when, On the other side of the window I can see several witches with wands and staves shouting loudly while running back over here. No, more accurately I should say they're being chased. Behind the girls there is a dragon. It was crawling and trying to leap through the forest, and at times it sent fire towards the witches on the ground. Who would have thought? When we did our emergency escape earlier we would have run right into a fire dragon's nest. However, with the others remaining magic they should be able to escape and be alright. Witch Princess, we'll hold it off here. Please run. Where should I run to? Behind us is the magic power monster and in front is the dragon, and I don't have any magic left. Like this we can't run anywhere. Besides I'm only just one of the country's princesses. I can't abandon the people of my country anymore. That being the case I'd rather die a noble death facing this monster and the dragon. Princess, what a manly line. And I heard a dokton sound. I was lying in my futon, and yet there were sounds like a construction site outside my window. Fire breath. It's about to surpass my magical defenses. Princess Tilda. No, it's even worse than a construction site. Bang bang, like the sound of bombs exploding or something. The vibrations are really big too, and above all, ugh, I can't dodge. Princess. I can't bear the sounds of these voices. That's it. Snap. My sleep-deprived head felt like it was aflame. These guys are really nothing but trouble. I open my window and lean out. Shut up. I'm trying to sleep. I howled twice, this time with even more power. That moment an even more violent and powerful windstorm and magic maelstrom swept over. There's the dragon who's in the middle of breathing fire and the witches that are facing it. My shout gathered and blew straight towards them, sending them flying. Go. The big body of the dragon seems to have received an especially big impact. Its big body seemed to have been slammed to the ground and afterwards it didn't move. Finally, I've already yelled at them to be quiet 2 or 3 times this morning. My head hurts. I'm sleepy. Even then, the witches are still frozen on the ground in fear. Seriously. Hurry up and go away. I wanna go to sleep. I spat out my words and slowly the witches stood up. Then, they staggered away. But, hey wait, you the princess person? The witch princess I called out to started uncontrollably shaking and froze. I only asked you to stop though. Despite that, the princess, from below her there was a steaming puddle of liquid. These witches sure like to do that. The outside of my house isn't a place to urinate. What is it that you wish, I wonder? At the very least, myself aside, just let my people live please. I don't want your life or anything. You don't have to be so scared. However, could you take that big thing away? If you leave it here it'll be in the way, I say. And the witch princess looks at me in wonder. The fire dragon you mean? The fire dragon that needs to be surrounded 10 skilled adventurers and even then they might not defeat it. That fire dragon? So what? The scales sell for a lot. The heart is a magic catalyst and is more expensive than any jewel around. Are you saying that you're giving this treasure, fire dragon, to us? Even so, by all means take it. Handing it over or whatever. If I were to leave such a huge thing in front of my house it would be bothersome, even more so if it's dead. Then it's just like a big pile of compost. I don't know what you guys are thinking, but I don't need this thing. Therefore, get rid of it. And don't come back for a while. I'm going to take some time and sleep. Got it? I understand. Saying that, the witch princess prepared her wand and touched the dragon with it. With just that the dragon was lifted up. It seems like there's stuff like magic in this world too. This one's name is Diania Prussia Medici. I am the Prussia country's second imperial princess. I will certainly repay this debt. Please, I would be greatly pleased if you would remember my name. The witch princess seemed to be carefully picking her words as she talked to me. I don't understand what she's so afraid of, but hurry up and go away, you understood? I will certainly repay the grace you have shown. I'll remember this. And, well, The witch princess and her underlings ran away after yelling those lines that sounded like they came from a third-rate villain, and I returned to my bed. My house is a magic power spot. Just by living there I become the strongest in the world. Chapter 2. Master, Master. I was jolted as I heard a voice while I was wrapped up in my futon. What? Lunch is ready, Master. I opened my eyes, and there was a girl in cute Japanese clothes. Or should I say, she was giving me a lap pillow. It was really soft and really warm. This is already the third time. Foo-foo. Oh Master you. But, wait, why is this girl here? Did I forget to lock the door? No, it's tightly and properly locked. In the first place I wouldn't let anyone else inside except for Master. I see. If that's the case. Why is this girl in my house? Who are you? I sincerely apologize for the lack of introductions. This humble servant is named Sakura. I am Master's property and the spirit of this house that you are living in. A house spirit has appeared, huh? I see. As expected of another world. The house is being personified by this cute lady. I'm also very surprised. Once we came to this world my existence strengthened greatly. I was born decades ago and now I can finally meet Master face to face. I, Sakura, as Master's property, feel very happy. Sakura blushed and bobbed her head down, bowing while pressing her hands to the floor. On her head were hair ornaments modeled like cherry blossoms. Sakura. Cherry blossoms, huh? Now that I think about it, the central pillar of this house is made from a cherry blossom tree. I wonder if that's where the name came from. I'm deeply moved to receive recognition from my master and for him to remember. Saying that, Sakura blushed with happiness. I remembered because my grandfather always talked about it non-stop, like it's really rare for such a wonderful, sturdy, and old cherry tree to be the central pillar, you know. Thank you very much, and it's already done, but I took it upon myself to use the food within the refrigerator to make you a meal. You must be hungry after moving to a new world, so please, eat your fill. Oh, thank you. Then, as I ate the lunch that Sakura made, I asked her a few things. Hey, Sakura, I know that this is another world and all, but why were both I and the house summoned? The witches said something or other about magic though. That is because Master's property, namely me, or in other words this house, is a magic spot that had gathered a large amount of magic. Huh? A magic spot, huh? Indeed, it seems this world is one with magic. Oh yeah, those witch girls said something about an earth vein or something? Those girls' understanding was too superficial and they were confused, but more accurately this would be called a dragon vein. Well, more simply, it's a place where a lot of magic power gathers. I got it. I don't understand the specifics, but it's a place that is filled with and gathers power. No, it's not just the place. It's the same with Master. The magic power has gathered within you as well. Huh? Master. Is it possible that you didn't notice? There is a lot of power saved up and packed within your body. Saved up, packed? Wait a second. I don't get it. What I have built up is chronic fatigue from being a corporate slave. I might have about 20 years of sexual frustration built up maybe. Well, dirty jokes aside, in all honesty I can't feel anything special built up in my body. No, that's not what I meant. Master has been living within the dragon vein's energy since you were born. In other words, you are completely filled to the brim with magic power. Now that you say that, my yell had incredible power when it came out. Maybe that's the reason. Yes, however, that's only a bit of your power. It's just a small bit of it, but seeing is believing. I think that if you use it then you'll be able to get a real feel for it. Okay, is that so? Then, I'll give it a try and see. Sakura is giggling and smiling. I've decided to figure out a way to use magic along with this girl. My house is a magic power spot. Just by living there I become the strongest in the world. Chapter 3. I went outside along with Sakura. The area surrounding the house was in terrible shape due to the fight between the witches and dragon. All the surrounding trees were either uprooted or burned to a crisp. There are also a lot of holes making it hard to walk. For the love of God, you guys, doing whatever you want all around someone's house. Well then, what kind of magic would you like to do, master? Oh yeah, after I slept again I'm refreshed. Finally the wheels in my head have started turning. Of the necessities inside my house, I have enough clothing, and I'm alright in regards to food for a while, but I can't put it off for too long. So then, I'd like it to be something that can make or obtain food as you wish. Saying that, Sakura took an apple out. This is an apple from the fridge. Can I please use it? I don't mind. I bought that a long time ago. I never had any time to eat it, so it ended up all shriveled. Well then, we'll cut this, take out the seeds, and bury them. Yes, master. Later, when this is grown, we can have as many apples as we want. No, even if you say that. I mean, peaches take 3 years, persimmons take 8 years, so won't apples take even longer? It's alright. It's using master's magic after all. Something like growing trees and plants is easy. Are you sure? Up until now all I've done is blow away those noisy guys. I really have no idea what else this could be used for. That's so. Well then, since you're not used to it, then use me as an intermediary to make it easier. I am completely in tune with master's magic, so please use me as you see fit. Use you. Please touch my body. Then please imagine something. I did as I was told and placed my hand on Sakura's head. Ah, you're looking quite happy, but what am I supposed to do? If you'll just imagine the apple tree growing, then I will regulate it. I wonder if that's all there is to it? Well, let's give it a shot. To grow a tree. First it has to sprout, I think. I imagined it sprouting. Then, oh, a sprout appeared. Right in front of me the dirt was pushed up and a little twig emerged. The apple seedling came out. Amazing. Only a few seconds and it's like this. If it's like this, then I should be able to rush through more of the steps. I just need to imagine it and it'll be fine, right? Who? Yes, leave it to me. I see. Then next I suddenly imagine the apple tree growing. Then, whoa, creak, and a huge apple tree powerfully shot up out of the ground. It's finished growing. This growth speed is insane. It's already on another level compared to artificially growing them in greenhouses. I raised a huge apple tree in a moment. Though I don't really understand how it works, it is the truth that there are bright red fruits hanging there. I took a bite to see and it was fresh, sweet, and delicious. I see. This is a way to use magic, huh? Yeah, this is the result of master's magic. Sakura had her chest puffed up in pride and admiration, but her face was flushed and she was breathing heavily. What is it, Sakura? Are you tired? No, I'm just feeling excited, that's all. I see, but I don't understand why she's excited. Still, magic power is amazing. It's an all-purpose power, isn't it? This time I'll try it on my own. Thinking that, I grabbed the apple I'd just had and cut it. Then, dug a suitable hole and buried it. Grow up big, I strongly imagined as I called out. Then, creak, and another huge tree appeared. In fact, it was an even bigger and lush tree as compared to before. Moreover, it spread its roots wide and the uneven ground became smoother. That's incredible, master. You got the feeling for it in one try. The feeling or whatever, it was just imagining it in my head, so it was an easy task. With only that I grew a tree. Using magic is super easy, Tilda. If it's this easy, then I can use this for lots of other things. I'm going to test lots of things. It looks like my food problem can be easily solved. My house is a magic power spot. Just by living there I become the strongest in the world. Chapter 4. My belly growls. I'm hungry. When you use magic, it seems like you get hungry faster. It was probably caused by me getting caught up in the moment, and cultivating those apple trees rapidly. But, this way the scenery is much nicer. In front of my house there is a field of apple trees. The scenery is beautiful, but in exchange I got hungry because of it. Shall I make a snack, master? Sakura said that, but, in this condition, a snack isn't going to cut it. I wanna eat some meat. Meat, if possible. I'd like to have fresh meat and not the canned stuff. When I looked at the sky, I remembered some meat that I had seen before. Is a dragon edible? Yes, According to what I've heard from the trees and nature around us, it is a delicious and high-class food. Oh yeah, the witch princess did say something like that it is high-priced and high quality. Then a dragon should be fine. Yep, let's eat a dragon. I was a little regretful that I'd given it to the witches. Well, it'll be fine, I just need to get another. In the first place, that thing was way too big. This time, I'd like to find a reasonably sized dragon. I stare at the sky and search. It seems like the magic power had benefited my body greatly and increased my eyesight. Therefore, I can compare the sizes of the dragons overhead. That's big. That's medium. That's super big. As they swarmed in the sky, oh, there's a good catch. Among them there was a small one. It may be small comparatively, but it seems considerably faster than the others. But size-wise it is just right. For some reason they're flying pretty low near my house and it's really annoying, so this is perfect. It's rainbow-colored, but it surely won't be poisonous. Ah, I forgot to ask, but, Sakura, can you handle dragon meat? Yes. Leave it to me, master. While I was gathering information, I studied the basics, and with magic, I can do practically anything. My home is so reliable. Well then, let's hurry up and get some prey. I want to eat meat. I yell at the sky with great spirit, then my voice's shockwave flies forward and hits. The petite dragon suddenly twisted and moved. It dodged. Well, it was grazed, but it still doesn't fall. Fumu. The range of my voice is pretty short. Did the power weaken? It dodged. My shout's range is, according to my experience, most likely around a few dozen meters. But, the dragon is at least 100 meters from the ground. The power most likely fell as it traveled. Then I just need to make it so that it can't dodge. I use magic power and 2 of the apple trees pierce the heavens. The apple trees that I ordered grew tall into the heavens, just as I imagined, and then I made them block the dragon. Both the way forward and the way back were blocked, and the dragon was confused. It stopped for an instant. That's my chance. This time I took in a deep breath, focused on my purpose, and shouted, "Fall!" A much faster shockwave shot out towards the dragon and slammed into it. The rainbow-colored dragon fell and landed with a boom. Alright. Hunting complete. It's not moving. It seems to be dead. It seems like if you clearly focus on a purpose, the power of your magic will increase. This hunt was a good harvest in both food and information. Yes, meat. Small though it may be, a dragon is a dragon. It is around a meter long and it looks like enough to eat. This is good prey, master. Yep, prepare it well. I'm hungry. Understood. And just like that I had some dragon steak. It was delicious. The blood and remains were buried out in the apple orchard, and the remaining meat was frozen with magic and stored. Living self-sufficiently isn't too bad. My house is a magic power spot. Just by living there I become the strongest in the world. Chapter 5. After practicing magic, I was quite tired. If I just got hungry then it would be fine. But to get sleepy on top of it was just too much. So yesterday I fell fast asleep and now it's noon. Indulging in laziness is awesome. This kind of life can't even be compared to when I needed to leave my house at 6 a.m. and come back on the last train. In fact, I had overslept and was filled with energy, so I took a walk through the surroundings of my home. But really? There's nothing but trees and rocks everywhere. Is it because I'm inside a lush forest? There are only strange animals and bugs on the ground. Aside from the dragon crying out above my head, there aren't any other creatures flying that I can see. Moreover, when it notices that I'm on the ground, it stops crying out immediately and runs for its life. I'm being completely avoided. I wonder if my taking down that dragon with a single shout is the cause of this. I've got some meat in storage, so I'm not out to hunt right now though. It's good that everything's peaceful. I stroll around and it remains fairly peaceful until I return. I'm home. Welcome home. And when I got back, Sakura had made a warm lunch for me to welcome me back home. This is happiness. Living at home in another world is the best. Or so I thought. Master, a monster is approaching. A problem occurred. Monster? Even though it's lunch, more annoying people have come to the neighborhood, and when I look out the window, gahaha, for there to be such a magic place out here. Outside the window I saw a number of figures. They're muttering and speaking to each other. Are those the so-called monsters? They are called demon or magic beasts. They are faithful to their instincts but also possess intelligence. Would it be alright to say they are wolf people? Could I call them beast people? Hairy men with dog ears growing on their heads were approaching. Furthermore, it wasn't just from one direction. Chief, we are in position. Such tremendous magic. If it's this place. Then it is well suited to our wolf people clan. It's perfect for our clan who stands at the summit. When they hear his voice, they apparently split into several groups. Is the certain kill formation prepared? It's completely prepared, Chief. What would you like us to do with the thing living inside? It's obvious. This is a formation to destroy a town down to the last person. Just like that time we will eat them all in one gulp. Those guys are really loud, and there are tens of them surrounding the around my house. Each of them has a heavy sword and is equipped with a spear. What the hell are those guys even doing? They were drawn here by our magic. Therefore, I believe they are here to invade. Again, aiming at our magic. Each and every one of them is the same. Shut up, or so I want to shout. But after I get worked up I'll probably lose my appetite, especially when I have such a delicious lunch in front of me. I don't want to spoil it by getting all worked up and angry. Furthermore, it'll take more time to blow them away by shouting since there are so many of them. If that's the case, then please use me. Use Sakura? Yes, just like before, use me as an intermediary to use magic. If you were to use traps surrounding the house then you would be able to drive them away quite easily. Oh, there's such a convenient function available to be able to drive them away without even leaving the house. That's fantastic. Yes, if I have Master's magic then it is completely possible to annihilate them. This makes for good hearing. Let's go ahead and use it immediately. Well then, please use me as you please. Sakura comes and sits demurely to my side. Then when I put my hand on her shoulder, she trembles slightly, and the next instant. This is amazing. The entire overhead view of my house and its surroundings enters my mind. At this moment I have synchronized Master's senses with my own, and so, choose any place you'd like and insert magic and I will synchronize with you and set a trap. As expected of my house spirit, I am able to intuitively understand my house and its surroundings. Just like that, I can also recognize the existence of foreign bodies as well. There are 65 invaders here and I understand that they are trying to enter this territory. However, this is my territory. I won't let you come in as you please. I exercised my magic. The targets were the apple trees around my house. This time I'm going all out from the start. Arise, wood golem. All the apple trees received my magic and imagination, and stood up just like that. A soldier to remove the intruders. The leader of the wolf people was shocked by the sudden change in situation. After all, the apple trees close by suddenly became huge and started to move. What the hell is that? Chief. The unit's telepathic communication has been cut off. Unit 2. Unit 2? Damn it, they've all been blown away. The formation that had always brought certain and quick victory when it was used, had already completely collapsed. What kind of creature is this? No Chief, this isn't a living thing, it's a golem. Don't be stupid. You're trying to tell me that such a stupidly huge wood golem exists? At best they're larger than a human. A golem is a weapon that is, at most, twice the size of a person. And yet, the one in front of their eyes was different. The earth shakes as the wood golem walks. With each step the roots on its feet absorb nutrients and it continues to grow rapidly. It gets bigger and bigger, to the extent that you can't see the head even if you look upwards. The wolf people couldn't move. What the hell is this giant? Before their eyes a huge fist approaches. Do it, wood golem. The wood golem receives my command and moves as ordered. That is, dash. Without a sound it swings its huge fist. The pressure hits all the wolf people and every single one of them are sent flying deep into the forest. Huge and And just like that they wouldn't be coming back. Now there aren't any foreign bodies around the house. Magnificent master. The golem moved wonderfully. That might be because I was the one who grew the apple tree. It moved unexpectedly well, so I didn't get the chance to see if I could do it with anything else. Due to my practice, they were able to be grown into excellent traps. Well, that aside, let's get to lunch. Okay, I'll bring you lunch. After that, I peacefully ate my lunch. My house is a magic power spot. Just by living there I become the strongest in the world. Chapter 6. Before I noticed it, it had been a few days since the wolf people had attacked. It's a pain in the ass to have to drive them out each time. It takes time and effort to go out the door or window and yell at them till they go away, then to go back inside. Therefore, I decided to make a trap. I guess this place is pretty good. Sakura, come here for a moment. Certainly. What I'm going to use are the apple trees again, though there is other material that I could make a trap out of. At the moment the apple trees are the easiest thing to use. Around here, there's an apple tree's root, so make it grow rapidly with magic. Yes, well then, if you please. Touching Sakura's body with my hand, I pass magic into the ground. Installation complete. Later when I pour magic into it, the root and stump will become gigantic and burst out of the ground. Like this, any intruders that are on top of it will get blown into the sky. No. It is complete, master. Okay. Then the next one. Setting these traps makes it feel somehow like gardening, and I start to enjoy myself. Just like that I continue on and enjoy myself. Then, master, someone's coming again. Once again some wolf people appear before us. Will this be the first prey for my traps? I think, but this time there are only a few of them. If I were to use the trap now it'd be a waste. Actually they're all dressed beautifully. They're wearing formal clothing. What did you guys come here for? When they heard me, the wolf people all fell to their knees. We are kings. We are the wolf clan that governs this demon forest. Then the wolf person in front started muttering and talking politely, even though he was clearly not used to doing so. And? We acknowledge you as the rightful king and surrender. Please accept this as proof of our intentions. He offered me a collar with a silver bell attached to it with both hands. Why are you giving me something like this? Is this like asking me to raise a pet or something? This is our wolf people's treasured tool passed down from generation to generation. When we find a strong person who we can truly serve, then we are to pass this to that extraordinary person as proof. No, I don't really need it though. I don't remember wanting to be or becoming a king either. We are not hostile. We have come here with this intention. It is enough for us to leave it here with you. I beg of you, please find it within yourself to accept. And, saying that, they place the collar on the ground. Their hands are shaking and trembling. Are they nervous or something? Be that as it may. As I thought, I don't need this collar. In fact, it's just going to be trash, so I really just want them to take it away. Well then just hang it from a tree. If you ever need our strength, then don't hesitate to ring the bell. We are not your enemies by any means. They're panicking and being annoying, saying that they're not my enemies, but I already understand. Okay, fine, I get it, so go away. Right now I'm busy with my gardening. You understood. But, before that, here, this is an offering from us. Then the wolf people bring out a mountain of bags and jars. Inside of them are large amounts of frozen meats and lots of fruits. What's this? If it pleases you, please accept these. Please take these items as a representation of our loyalty to you, our king. Though I still don't remember becoming a king, if they're giving it to me then I'll take it. However, that's too much. Less is better. At most one bag and one jar is enough. If it's too much then I won't be able to eat it all. When I said so, are you taking us into consideration? They were absurdly surprised. What? There's only 2 people here. There's no way we can eat all this. Properly take it home with you. We understand, our king. Everyone, bow to this great man in thanks to his great generosity and leniency. For some reason the wolf people said words of thanks and bowed to me before leaving, and from then on, they started to bring fruits, vegetables, and meat to my house regularly. Master, today's dinner is stew with vegetables and plenty of meat. My favorite. Well, since my everyday meals have gotten richer, it all worked out right. My house is a magic power spot. Just by living there I become the strongest in the world. Chapter 7. Today I woke up at noon as well. It might be because of all the traps I set up yesterday, but last night I fell fast asleep. Thanks to all that I'm hungry. Sakura made me a midday meal, but I couldn't endure and I went out to get an apple to eat. However, what's with this apple? There was a tree with a golden apple in the middle of the orchard, though I don't remember doing any selective breeding. Is it some kind of spontaneous mutation? The proof of the pudding is in the eating. So I took a bite. Somehow it's kind of crunchy inside my mouth. It's sweet and delicious, but somehow strange. It's got a flavor that kind of sticks to your throat. The apple juice is a little too thick or rich somehow. In some ways it might be just right for my stomach right now, so I keep eating. Then, Master, lunch is ready. It seems that lunch has just been prepared. Sakura trotted over to me. Okay, thanks, I'm coming now, And as I turned to walk back towards her, Oi, you been serious? I heard a quiet voice say. It was a man's voice. That wasn't Sakura, right? The one who just spoke. I only said that lunch was ready though. Seriously, I heard it again. The voice was coming from above me. According to our country, this is a place we must not approach. It's a place where we could be eaten. Huh? We could get eaten? That's ridiculous. And when I looked up there were 2 dragons. I think if you look at the magic power of the guy below us you'll understand. Wait, what the hell is that? Doesn't he have as much or even more magic power than Dragon King Sama? Yeah, right now it seems we are being overlooked. He seems to be letting us live on a whim. No, I clearly heard the dragon's conversation though. It's not like I'm overlooking them. It's just that I don't have any problem with food for right now. Why is there such a guy here? Isn't he throwing off the balance of the dark, evil forest? For this reason, once Dragon King sensed it, he sent out a personal decree. It made that one-track-minded battle maniac king properly consider things, right? This ain't good. Before we get killed, let's get out of here. Then we should properly report this back. After saying all that, the dragons left. What's all of this? Were those dragons purposefully speaking in a way that I can understand? Hey Sakura, did you understand what those dragons were saying? They were crying out Jai and growling grrr and roaring roar. I think. She cutely mimics the dragon cries. I see. I understand. I was the only one who could understand them. Sakura, it seems like I can understand what dragons say. Master, you understand dragon speech? I know you're well read, but to be able to understand their ancient language is. Wait. I just started to understand it a little while ago. And what are you talking about, ancient language? It's just crying out like Jaya. Wait, I just thought of what might be related to this. This magic apple maybe. Once I ate it my ears became strange and I started to be able to understand the meaning of what the dragons were saying. I see. Wait, could you please let me see it? Yeah, I handed Sakura the core of the golden apple, and she brought it to her nose and sniffed. Then, this smells of dragon magic. Where did this grow? It just grew right over there on that tree, in the middle of the orchard. A normal tree. Wait, it actually seems thicker and larger than the other trees around it. If that's the case, over there is where we buried the dragon's remains. Ah. We might have disposed of the remains of that small dragon around there, I guess. Maybe because the tree absorbed the dragon's essence I became able to understand dragon speech. In addition to that, it absorbed energy from the dragon vein we are on top of. The dragon blood seems to be filled with magic and it may have mixed with the dragon vein and produced a unique effect. I never thought there would be a side effect. Apples are amazing, as expected of the fruit of knowledge. It's just that, when people with magic power like me and Master eat it, it acts like a restorative medicine. If someone normal would just eat it, then it'd act almost like a deadly poison because of how powerful an ingredient it is. It's excellent that we were able to raise such a thing. It tasted pretty much like a normal apple though. This might be the reason why wild animals and parasitic worms aren't coming for them. Yes, this is most likely an effect from Master enhancing them. It's amazing! Well, if possible, could you please allow me to synchronize with you, Master? Synchronize? Yes. I'd like to be able to hear what Master hears, please. Sakura's cheeks were dyed red and she seemed shy. You don't have to hold back so much, you know. Okay, I got it. After we eat, let's synchronize while we make more traps. Thank you very much, Master. And that's how I ended up being able to understand dragon speech. But is it possible that if I use the essence from different creatures to feed the apple trees, I could obtain a number of different skills? Next time when I get hungry, I'll use some of my free time to try it out. I started thinking about such things as I looked out at my magnificent apple trees. My house is a magic power spot. Just by living there I become the strongest in the world. Chapter 8. Daytime. Despite the sun shining high in the skies, my eyes were dull, sleepy. I can't get myself out of bed. My eyelids start to close once again. It's because we used magic too much yesterday. Is that so? After eating that apple yesterday, not only did I begin to understand the dragons, my body was also overflowing with energy. And just like that I acted silly and got carried away with setting all those traps. This sleepiness is pretty bad. It's just like the feeling I got after pulling an all-nighter at work after downing some energy drinks. That golden apple seems to have some kind of energy medicine effect. I think it would be good for you to sleep a little more, Master. With your recovery abilities, I think that if you sleep for another hour then you'll feel better, Master. This magic power shortage. It'll probably go away if I satisfy some of my physical needs. The other day, Sakura explained this to me. If I practice magic I will get tired or hungry. That is because sleeping and eating are related to the recovery of magic power. If I use a large amount of magic in a short amount of time when I'm not used to doing so, I will almost immediately become tired, hungry, or both. It seems like it's sleep this time though I really want to go to sleep. I can see something weird outside my window. In the deepest part of the apple orchard, there are blue and green water polo ball things. Those are just propagation type slimes. They have very little intelligence and they move slowly, but as you may expect they are aiming for this house's magic power. I see. It's the usual. Good grief. Don't come over at a time like this. Should I take care of these for you? Sakura is this house's spirit, so she probably has considerable fighting power. So I understand that if I leave it to her she can take care of them in one shot. But, that's fine too, but I'd like to check out the traps. After all, I went to so much trouble setting those traps. I want to see them at work. They move slowly, so this is a good chance to do so. Therefore, you... Well then, come over here and sit, Sakura. ? Okay, I understand, . With a face that seemed to be wondering what I was doing, Sakura knelt down, then I placed my head on her lap. It's been a while but, as I thought it's so comfortable. Yes, since we've met. But, why now? In this position I can synchronize with Sakura and at the same time stay lying down while I check the traps. Is that so? In order to synchronize with her, I need to be touching her body. Anywhere is fine as long as I'm touching her. Then let's do it just like this. When it's over I'm going to sleep, so I entrust you with everything afterwards. I understand, Master. When I heard her reply, I activated all the traps. The next instant, boom! And a big cloud of dust exploded into the air and all the trees in the orchard moved at once. Then, the invaders were completely annihilated. It's so easy I don't even have to give any orders. It looks like all the traps are working just fine. Since it's like this I don't have to worry too much about defense. I think that it's good that I've set these traps. What's up with this? In the middle of all this I somehow think I hear a voice that sounds like the witch princess. It sounds like she got blown away though. It's impossible. I can't stay awake any longer. Good night, Sakura. I'm going to sleep for another hour. Yes, Sweet dreams, Tilda. And just like that, I fell asleep without a care in the world. My house is a magic power spot. Just by living there, I become the strongest in the world. Chapter 9. I actually became more energetic thanks to the 1 hour of sleep. I'm neither hungry nor sleepy, so you could say my condition is perfect as of now. At the same time which I've recovered, the witch princess came to visit my house. It wasn't an auditory hallucination after all. The robe that she was wearing was beat up and her breathing was rough. Probably because she ate a trap full on. She seems pretty awkward and down on her luck. Oh, witch princess, I'm sorry for getting you caught up in all that. And no, it's my fault for coming here without making a prior appointment. I'll be careful to do so next time. Is that so? Then it's fine. Actually, you haven't been marking the surroundings around my house, have you? Her lower half was completely soaked in liquid. This is when I fell into a small lake when I got blown away. It'll be troublesome if you misunderstand. Ah, I see. As for me, I can't remove the image in my head of the witch princess as someone who wets herself. I myself think that she's done it once again. Sniffle. Earth Vein Man. I am called Diania. Calling me witch princess is embarrassing, so could you please stop? Even though you're calling me Earth Vein Man, you don't want to be called by anything except your name. What a luxurious woman. Well, it's also the fact that I haven't bothered to introduce myself, I guess. And what have you come here for? You seem to have brought 2 bags with you. It's money. This is half of what we received for selling the dragon the last time. It's 3,000 silver coins. She plopped down one of the leather bags, and inside there are silver coins packed tightly within. So this is the money of this land. Ah, with this much you can play around for an entire year without working, huh? That's so? I don't really understand because I've never used any of the money from this land. In fact, ever since I've come here, I haven't even gone down to a town. I don't even know where one is anyways. However, why did you expressly bring this over just for me? You are the one who saved my life, and I told you that I'd repay this. Therefore, since you said I can visit, I came here to reduce my debt to you. I don't need it. Wait. Didn't I say so before? You're pretty conscientious, aren't you? That's my only redeeming feature. That and magic is my specialty. But that ended up being leaked away when I came to this place. The witch princess smiled dryly and sounded like she'd received a harsh punishment. Don't go marking around here anymore, okay? If you do it in the apple orchard, some strange essence might gather and soak in, okay? I plucked up my courage to come here, so I won't go leaking so easily. I see. If so, then that's good. If the princess's essence got inside an apple, I might get a strange skill when I ate one. Please spare me from that. And, was this the only thing you came for? Yes, that's right. She just came here to bring the money. I see. Then, why are there flying dragons circling in the sky? Look at the sky. There have been 3 dragons there the entire time. Furthermore, they've clearly been looking over here. What should we do? Would it be alright for us to interfere? That's the guy that the king said he wanted to fight, right? But only that guy's magic is big. It was rumored that he'd eaten a dragon, so let's go get him. The woman with a lot of magic is delicious and that guy's delicious too. Well then, I'll strike first. Follow me, guys. Like so. They cheerfully set up a plan to eat us. That's disturbing, you know, or should I say, they're already vigorously heading towards us. Are you some kind of god of misfortune? Why do you bring them with you? I'm sorry. However, though I'm sorry, we're about to get into a fight. Earth Vein Man. Diania then took out her staff to intercept them. Flame bullet, flame blade. She shoots a fireball into the sky, but the fireball was reflected off of the descending dragon's scales. It repelled it without even defending itself. Those are higher-ranked dragons. It's not like it was before. This time she has plenty of magic remaining, but they still repelled a full-powered spell. These dragons' endurance is decidedly strange, and what's more, there are 3 of them, even cooperating. A single witch company might not be able to win. But I can't be complaining. It's because the fact is, We're being attacked. Emergency escape magic hasn't been prepared beforehand. Therefore, the only option left is to fight. Diania brandishes her staff even more. I have no option but to use it here. My pride and strongest attack. Dash burn and scorch flame Emperor's lance. Flame lance. What flew out was a thick red spear. It let out heat and made a sizzling sound as it appeared. And she threw it with all her might. And just like that it hits a dragon's shoulder. Goo. Tssssss and a sound like meat being burned came out. The lance was burning the dragon butt. Gora. That was all. One part of its shoulder was blown off and just like that it continued to come down. When she saw that, Diania fell to her knees. She realized, I can't beat these guys. This is a high dragon's power, huh? The witch princess muttered as she sat on the ground, and, losing all the power in her body. A puddle appeared beneath her legs. Again, you did it again. Hey you. What did I say about the marking? I am so sorry. If the apples get some kind of weird skill, then what are you going to do? I don't want a situation where I get a miss with the apple gaka. Gora. What's more, the dragons are vigorously dropping down from the sky. Hey, fire another. Drive them away. This is your fault in the first place. Don't go around causing me problems. I say that and lend Diania my shoulder to support her body. Even though it's already impossible. Even if it's impossible, do it anyway. It's too early to give up before you try. If you don't, I'll spank your butt, I said and gave her a nice smack. It let out a good smacking sound. I get it. I'll fire it. FL Flame Blade. Tearfully she weakly invoked the magic and used it. Then, a laser shot out of Diania's staff. Actually it's pretty thick too. When it hit a dragon, it was burnt to a crisp. The instant they saw one of their companions burnt black, the other ones immediately started to run away. TSK What's up Diania? If you had this kind of power, then use it right from the start. I complain and lower the witch princess from the support of my shoulder. She seemed bewildered and was shaking uncontrollably. What the hell was that? What's with that abnormal power? What the heck is this witch princess saying? Maybe she's confused. Of course I'm confused. That was something I've only seen in books. Legendary class magic. I can't handle it with my magic power and I don't even know that kind of magic in the first place. Then, why could you use it? Just then it was most likely your magic adding onto mine. Diania looked between her hand and my face in blank astonishment. Her legs shook as she tried to stand, but in the end she couldn't. What the heck is with that power? All my spare energy has been completely spent. Why do you look so calm when so much power has been used? Who knows? But adding there's a phenomenon like that. Well, now that I think of it, the guys who were aiming for my house's magic might have been aiming for this kind of effect. Actually, it doesn't really matter why they're hostile to me anyways. I'll continue to wield my power as I please to defend my home. Why you? Really? What are you? Right now I'm just a guy who guards the house. Neat. At least for now. Nothing more and nothing less. And so Diania, take away that dragon like usual. I don't want to have to dispose of that crispy dragon myself. If you leave it here. I'll get angry, you know? I get it. I understand. I will deal with it. It's good as long as you understand. Well then, right now it's my snack time. Diania, you can head back any time you'd like. Oh okay, I got it. I will once again return this debt. That's fine, but you don't have to return with dragons, okay? And just like that, my relationship with the witch princess was, just a little bit, strengthened. My house is a magic power spot. Just by living there I become the strongest in the world. Chapter 10. Let's do some gardening today. Oh, trap making you mean. Understood, master. Due to the dragons picking a fight the other day, as of now I have realized that I'm lacking anti-air equipment. Anti-aircraft, you say? There are surface-to-air traps. However, these things require one-on-one interaction. That's quite a bit of work. Therefore, I need to redo the gardening. Understood. Well then, what kind of thing should we make? That's the biggest problem I have. What should I make? though I say that I only have apple trees to use as materials. Even if I have apple trees that shoot into the sky, it won't have any particular usefulness. What should I do? I was thinking, and is that, possibly, where the burnt dragon fell to the earth the other day? There was something golden. Looks like there's a golden apple there. Oh, it's really there. Moreover, there isn't just one. There are like 2-3 altogether. It seems like when they suck up the dragon's essence, the apples actually do turn gold. I can see a pattern here. Dragons are golden money. I'll remember that. Well then, why don't we eat some of these gold apples? No, let's leave them as they are. Right now I'm completely full of vigor. I'm all full of energy, so this can't be helped. I'll leave these for when my stamina has been drained. So for now I need to prepare some anti-air measures. So, I remember the dragons and apple trees, but that witch princess threw a spear of flame at the dragons, right? Now that you mention it, I think she did something like that. Then how about a tree spear? If I fire a sharp tree spear into the sky, then it should have considerable power. Is it possible to add on my magic to the trees and shoot it? It's possible. But do you think it's necessary to add on? It's a lower rank of synchronization and pretty interchangeable, so I think synchronizing with you would be better. Is that so? Well, the witch princess seemed really impressed by it. It doesn't seem to be such a great technique though. Yes, adding on is simpler. It's one-sidedly handing over magic power to allow another to use it. For us it is an exceedingly simple technique. I see now. For me, magic or magical technique is something I really don't understand that well. I just use it. Magic techniques and chants are just a system to convert magic power into spells that can be cast. With Master's magic power there is no need to use any type of special method. As long as you can imagine it, you'll be fine. I got an official guarantee. Well, in the end I really don't want to have to memorize long spell chants and special magic vocabulary. So it's all good. Well then, I've decided not to use addition. Very well, if you wanted to throw a single rock at your feet right now, then addition would most likely be much easier. But that's about it. Basically, if you were to synchronize with me, your home, then you could just move all of them at once. I might be repeating myself, but Sakura is really quite useful. I'm happy to receive your praise. At any rate, whether it's synchronization or addition, the fact that I need to touch the thing doesn't change. That might be the interchangeable thing she talked about. Indeed, the essence of transferring magic power is through touch. Though I say that, adding on magic power is only temporary, and once you use it there will be no further replenishment. Then if you want to recover, then you'll need to satisfy your physiological needs. I see, so that's the case. I somehow feel like I've understood magic power a little better. This has been a nice talk, but let's get to work. Let's take it easy as we go, Sakura. Yes, Master. And just like that, I remodeled a part of the garden. It was quite easy to do. I made flexible trees bend to the ground and set them. If I place spears there, then a spring-loaded spear for anti-air usage will be completed. All that's left is to put some magic in. Then the spring moves and shoots whatever's in it into the sky. I did some simple experiments to see, and oh, unexpectedly it flies pretty well. It pretty easily reaches about 100 meters into the air. They're pretty easy to make, so I started mass production of tree spears. Like this, the problems from the sky will be pretty much neglectful. Yes, and just like that, my house's anti-air equipment has been set and completed. Once more, my family home has gotten closer to becoming a truly safe place. My house is a magic power spot. Just by living there I become the strongest in the world. Chapter 11. Daytime. When I walked across the apple field, I came across an intruder which I haven't seen in a long time. It was a little girl that was staring at the apple tree. She had jet black clothes, jet black hair and jet black eyes. Yes, what is it? When I thought that she might have been a lost child and asked her what's wrong, the little girl pointed at the tree. It was the tree where the golden apple grew. That apple. Ah, you want some apples. I see. You really know what to choose. Although her appearance looked really young, she was quite articulate with her words. I know, because I am a traveler. Oh, is that so? What the? In this country, Was it really okay to let a child of her age go on a journey, or is it that perhaps the vicinity of this forest is a much safer place than I imagined? I am Hesty. Please treat me well. Yeah, nice to meet you. She is even able to do a proper introduction. What a good little girl. When I kept looking at the girl, rumbly the sound of her stomach was rumbling. NN. Is your stomach empty? I don't know, but it's rumbling. She was tilting her neck in many different levels. I wonder if this child is alright. NN. The little girl continued to stare at the apple. She's probably saying, I want to eat this, right? But the thing is, I just heard the other day that the dragon's blood entered the roots of the tree, filling the apples with magic, making this apple poison to normal people. That's why. Oi, Sakura. Yes, how can I be of service, master? I called Sakura and decided to ask for some help. Sakura, will it be safe if this child eats the apple? Oh my, what a lovely child. Sakura was staring at the little girl, and the little girl was just staring back. Let me see. Oh, if a child with this much magic consumes the apple, it should be alright. Oh yeah, even though she's such a little girl, she already has a considerable amount of magic, huh? Well, I guess if she wasn't at least capable, she wouldn't have gone traveling in the first place. However, I think that for the golden apple, she should not eat that one yet. Yeah, that much I also understand, especially when we don't understand the effects or symptoms that may occur from consuming the golden apple. Therefore, the one I gave her was the red apple. Here, catch. Because it was unlikely for her to be able to reach up into the tree with her height, I grabbed one and passed it to her. You're giving it to me? Yeah. Is that so? In that case I will eat it. The little girl with her small mouth started to bite into the apple, with the skin and all. Is it tasty? It's sweet. Is it? Interestingly, Sakura was unusually kind to this girl compared to others. Do you like kids? Perhaps? Yes. As a house, it is desirable to have children, because they bring so much livelihood to the place. Is that how it is? After all, she is a spirit of a house. I've almost forgotten about this fact completely. Saying such a remark, but my master is also really gentle towards the child, isn't he? I'm the kind of guy who puts myself into troublesome situations, and honestly, as long as nobody tries to harm the peaceful life I have, I'm quite the gentleman. However, up until now, the groups that have come here are those that would cause trouble. I'm finished. In the middle of our conversation, Hesty finished eating. It was really sweet. I feel a sense of satisfaction. You really know some complicated words, don't you? I patted her head whilst praising her. At first the little girl looked like she was feeling ticklish, but she soon accepted it. She's adorable. Now then, we are going to go back home. Hesty, what are you going to do? I will also go back. The apple was delicious. Yeah, alright, I'll see you later. Yeah, see you later. As she said so, she turned her heels towards the forest, and headed into the west as her figure disappeared. She was a mysterious child, wasn't she? Even that kind of traveler will get lost. Since coming to this world, I think that this is the first time I've met an ordinary-looking child, and had a normal-sounding conversation. It just means that until now, the situations I've been in were all rocky and full of drama, but I really feel that having a person here that I can have a usual conversation with is a good thing. Coming from the west of the forest, the trees that grew here was both thick and dense, and it could easily make people lose their way. Furthermore, in this place, you could start to see that the soil was dark brown in color with a tint of yellow. The little black girl was with a dragon. The dragon was called an ultra wyvern, and it bowed to the little girl called Hesty. I have been expecting you, Dragon Lord. It's admirable that you have returned safely from the human world. And the dragon was speaking in the dragon language. However, even so, Hesty was speaking normally. How was the preliminary inspection of the other party that we must fight? Strong. Hesty had blank eyes, but her reply was immediate. Is that so? Even as the Dragon Lord, you also think that way? In truth, I don't want to fight him. Most likely, even if it's me, I cannot win. Also, I don't want to burn that place down. Hesty understood. As a dragon, she has lived for hundreds of years, and as a human she has traveled for several decades, and measuring her opponent's strength was something she could proficiently do. That man is stronger than me by far. Also, the magic that was stored in the apple was delicious. Is that so? The apples were? Yeah, that's why I won't burn it down. However, there are already so many of our youthful dragons that are ready to attack at a moment's notice. I understand. Just wait a minute. I will challenge him. Otherwise, I know that I cannot persuade them. Hestia understood this fact already. The stubborn temper of a dragon, without even knowing their opponent's strength, rushing in to attack is such a foolish thing. And if they knew how strong he was, and still chose to attack, they would be even stupider. However, a dragon would still choose to attack. I am the Dragon Lord, the Lord of Fools. Therefore, I need to set an example, with a challenge. Yes, this is a fight for the survival of the dragon race. If she won, that man would die. If she lost, then her disgraceful behavior will be seen by the dragons, and will act as a deterrent to stop the war. Regardless of whether she wins, or she loses, the fight between the dragons and that man should end. That's why, even if I lose, there will be no complaints. Alright, understood, Dragon Lord, Hestia Suridona-sama. And so she began to walk. She got out of the forest, and into the Dragon's Valley. My house is a magic power spot. Just by living there I become the strongest in the world. Chapter 12. There is a large rock in the middle of the garden of my house. Normally I can take a nice stroll across my garden, but right now there was a big rock blocking the pathway. When the witches and the dragons were fighting each other, the dragon dug up part of the ground, and this was the cause of the current situation. This rock, what should we do with it? It isn't easy to walk around the garden. Let's see. Even if Master makes it part of the garden, it's so large so it will become an obstacle. It's become a terrible eyesore, so I really want to clean it all up today. Let's just remove it. How about we make a wood golem? I think this kind of laborious work is more suited to the wood golems. I chose a bunch of apple trees and gave them their orders. Hands and feet sprout out from the trees and they start to stand upright. If we make them one by one, they appear quite small, don't they? Should we make a bigger one? In order to make a golem bigger, all we have to do is synthesize the same golem and combine them together. Therefore I hang my hands out and tried to combine the two golems in order to enlarge it. However, Master, whoops. I think I failed a little. The wood golem shoots out its arms and hits me. Are you alright? Are you injured? I'm fine. I'm fine. Sakura was really worried about me, but fortunately I was uninjured. Because of my failure, it seems that the externals of the tree were a little twisted. Golems don't really have that big of a strength, so it doesn't really hurt me. Nevertheless, I really need to remove the inconvenience as soon as possible. When I was thinking of proceeding, the golem which I just synthesized started to move. It raised its right arm high in the air. I haven't given it any orders yet. How is it moving? That's true. I wonder why. Sakura doesn't seem to know either. For confirmation, I tried raising my right arm again, and this time, I wiggled my fingers. Following this, the golem seemingly moved like me. Is it copying the movements of my arm? It seems like you guys have synchronized. It seems that the golem has received the magic transmitted from your body and turned it into a signally. Is it possible to do that kind of thing? No, it's never been done before, so I don't know. However, since Master is able to accomplish it, then it must mean that it is possible. That's pretty interesting. So this tree will replicate the movements that I perform? In that case, I've thought of something interesting. Yes, as I expected. When I envelop myself in it, I can still move. It is splendid, Master. Looking at myself in front of the mirror, I saw the figure of a wood golem. No, to be exact, did I myself become the wood golem, or is it that only my external appearance has become a wood golem? Well, in any case, I was buried inside the wood golem, and I wanted to try this out to see if I could move my whole body. I didn't expect this to work so well. I guess I will give it a go. I was about 3 meters tall, and I could intricately move around as the wood golem. Normally the range of movements would be limited to approaching a target and hitting it, or walking to a spot, or those kinds of simple orders. However, I can move this using my own will. It is quite convenient. If I call it wood armor, it seems quite weak, but it's actually pretty sturdy. It makes it really easy to do physical labor, and it's really interesting. If it's like this, then I will be able to carry the rock to any position I like. I tried carrying a smaller stone which were at least tens of kilos, and it was possible to carry it quite easily. I don't completely understand the inner workings of this body. I just imagine that the bulky stems are akin to my muscles. In other words, having such big and powerful muscles makes the job easy. If I can somehow miniaturize the form of the wood golem, it will be possible to use it inside the house. Therefore, I want to learn how to do so that I can use it. However, it looks unfashionable and lacking in style. When I looks at myself in the mirror once again, I notice that my current body is quite unrefined and a little strange. It seems to be really thick and bulky, or perhaps, is it better to say that the tree is inflated? Master, don't mind it. After all, this is the first time you've made such a creation. If it's this much, I think that you've done a splendid job. Even though Sakura said this to cheer me up, I wanted to be a little smarter in front of her. Well, after all, I don't really have a good expertise knowledge in sculptures, so I look kind of lame in this right now. Although not being able to see Master's face makes me a little sad in that case. Shall I try to fix at least the facial aspect? I tried to use the image of an Ashura god or the two Deva kings as material reference for the face. At any rate, although there was a multitude of things that can be improved with this model, I at least obtained a heavy machinery type of object. With this, I'm sure that I will be able to easily do my gardening tasks from now on. But well, after creating the armor, I feel really tired right now, so for today, I will just go to sleep. Moving the large rock can be done after. My house is a magic power spot. Just by living there I become the strongest in the world. Chapter 13. Since waking up in the morning, both Sakura and I were working on the wood golem. This time around, there was only one purpose for the golem: getting the golems to harvest the apples. These days, the amount of trees that given birth to apples have increased. We can't do it manually with our hands anymore. Well, even if we do harvest it, there is so much that we won't be able to eat it all, but I guess that's another matter altogether. There is a variety of uses for it. Besides, harvesting it will pose no disadvantages. That's the main reason I wanted the golems to take the apples. However, golems cannot really do precise movements, and with such thick hands, they wouldn't be able to harvest the apples properly. Yes, I think the apples will end up being squished. Well, as long as I can adjust the power, it should be okay. The thing is, it wouldn't be possible for me to give an order like, cut it down and place it in the basket to a golem. Even so, it would be convenient if I had something sharp so that it will be possible to make a clean cut. As I thought such things, the ground in front of me had a rainbow-colored object that was jutting out of the ground. Is this the scale of the small wyvern who entered here recently? I believe so. I thought that it would be decomposed when it got buried, but, however, it seemed that it was completely untarnished as it remained in the ground. When I felt it, it was quite solid. At the very least, it would be much stronger than a tree, and then I might be able to use this. As I thought this, I picked up the scale. If I left it in this form, then it would remain in its rainbow-colored board shape. But if I use my magic, I'm sure that I can make it into some sort of cutlery, right? Let's give it a go. I used the same senses as when I created the golem, and attempted to change the shape of the material: thinner, wider and stronger. Extend it, almost but not quite. I will name it Dragon Cutter. It looked like a beautiful rainbow-colored knife, because there was 3 dragon scales around the ground. I made 3 in total. I immediately attached the knife in both hands of the golem, in order to test if it could cut the branches. When I did, There was absolutely no resistance as it cut through the tree like butter. Splendid work, as expected of the thing Master created. It's quite good, isn't it? Its sharpness is supreme. With this I thought to try cutting the apple next. Master, it seems that a monster has come. When I looked towards the direction Sakura pointed at, a wild boar with fully grown fangs was there. Apparently, the boar seems to be quite agitated as it glared with bloodshot eyes. Or more like, it started to perform a ramming attack. It's quite the feisty one, isn't he? However, I just made my golem. It's the perfect timing, so I leave it to the golem. Golem, counterattack with a punch. The moment I released the order, I remembered something, the fact that the golem was wearing the dragon's blade on its hands right now. I noticed it too slow. The golem intercepted the wild boar who was sprinting towards it with a punch. To put it simply, the boar became a splattered mess. The sharp blade which counter-attacked the wild boar, magnificently split the body of the boar into two pieces. This thing is really sharp, isn't it? It seems that way. The apple field was stained with blood. If I don't make the blade a little duller, I think it will be a little too dangerous in a variety of ways. For the time being, let's pull out a blade from the golem which was covered in blood. Hello there, I've come in order to return the money. You are. From the other side of the forest, the witch princess arrived. Seeing the situation of the bloodstained golem standing next to me and Sakura, she became weak in the knees as she crumbled to the floor. What is this disastrous scene? Well, it's supposed to be a place where we harvest apples, but no matter how you see it, it looks like some kind of gathering from hell. Why, how rude of her. I've merely made something that is a little bit strong. Also, it seems that she has marvelously wet her pants again. This witch princess, the more she comes, the weaker her knees get. Is she perhaps some kind of dog that likes to mark territory or something? Why on earth have you come this time, Diania? It's about money. I've brought it over. Whilst trembling, she presented me a leather sack as per usual. Thank you. This time we managed to get a really good price. So there are 800 silver coins. Is that so? Well, I don't really have a use for it right now, but as per usual I will receive it. Well, recently, since meeting with the werewolves who are transferring food for me, I can just give it to them when trading, I suppose. Moreover, I guess I can buy plenty of things from the town, and since money is what keeps the world going, it can't be bad to accept more of it, right? It definitely isn't a negative thing. However, your timing is impeccable as usual, Diania. You've come just when a monster was being eliminated. Monster? Don't tell me, it came here? It's because it came here. That's why everything is so blood-stained. There is even its corpse still lying around over there. This is a Fabunilu. Even amongst the four-legged monsters, it is a high-ranking monster. Why is it at such a place? Why does she have such a confused expression, I wonder? Isn't it normal that there are monsters within this forest? I've heard about this fact from the werewolves as well. No, I mean, certainly this kind of beasts exist within the forest. However, as a wild monster, their intuition for danger is quite strong. When treading along paths where there is a rich amount of magic, it is often the case that a strong person would be nearby. That's why even though most animals are tempted by the rich magical soil, I do not think that it would dare to approach this place. After all, you're here. However, the fact remains that it attacked this place just moments ago. That's why I think that it's really strange. Perhaps it was running away from other threats as it got cornered to this location. Fumfumu, I don't really have detailed experience with the wildlife in this world, so what she is saying is helping me learn more about this world. As expected of a princess, you are quite knowledgeable. No, because it is just basic knowledge. I don't feel as if I deserve the praise. By the way, that sword that you have, what exactly is it? This thing? It's just your regular knife. Look, there is another one next to your feet. Can you see it? Diania picked up the knife next to her feet, and when she did, her eyes opened wide in astonishment. Why is this ultra-wyvern scale thrown away casually in such a place? Moreover, it has already been manufactured. I started making them, but I had an extra one. You made it? Yeah. When I said this, Diania cast her eyes onto the knife. She stared at it deeply, as if she really wanted the thing. Do you want it? If you want it, I can give it to you. Eh? Is that really alright? Giving me such a precious thing which can be used as a magic catalyst? What? Is it really that rare? It's just a mere cutlery I made from the scale of a dragon, you know. Did you just say mere? No, I guess so. Judging based on your knowledge, I suppose this is to be expected. Diania was extremely excited. If I'm not mistaken, dragons were something that could be converted into raw materials. Then, it would probably have a lot of value. Well, I always get her to deliver things for me, so I suppose it will be fine to give it to her as a sort of recompense for the delivery charge. Besides that, I don't really have an immediate use for the extra knife right now. Just promise me you will be careful, because the knife has a really dangerous cutting power. Alright, I understand. Then I shall receive it. I will also repay this favor. I will bring money again, I promise. It seems that whenever I give her something, it's become the norm for her to give me money in return. Is this witch princess perhaps also doing some sort of merchant job on the side or something? In that case, I've finished my business here. With this I must be going. Yeah, see you later. After dropping the sharpness of this knife and making it duller, I will also go to bed. If I make it right, I should be able to automate the actions of the golem to harvest the apple crops properly. What a tough day it's been. Yeah, today I've worked really hard. My house is a magic power spot. Just by living there I become the strongest in the world. Chapter 14. Thanks to both wood armor and wood golem, the gardening has been going very well. Even if there is a big rock, it's a simple matter of combining more materials so that the armor would grow in proportion to the size of the rock. The problem used to be the fact that the shape of the armor was unsightly. However, recently, by continuing to shape up the armor using previous memories of the two Guardian Deva Kings, it's looking better and better. The garden has also been expanded, and to match this both the amount of traps lying around and the number of apple trees have increased in one go. I've also become used to creating the traps. Using the magic from my body to distribute it throughout the house is much easier now than before. Everything was coming together and advancing quite well. However, phew, I'm hungry. Sakura, shall we go find something to eat? Are you alright? That day, Sakura's condition was a little bit strange. Usually she would wake up in the morning, and then be active throughout the day until nighttime. Why yes. I'm alright. No matter how I see it, she's looking really pale. What's wrong? Perhaps we should go back to the house and rest? No, that would be an inconvenience to Master. Whilst still in the middle of talking to me, Sakura's body suddenly fell towards my direction. Oops. Are you really okay? I'm sorry. Her being lightheaded is obviously a clear indication that something was wrong. However, if all I do is ask, I have a feeling that she will just reply with I'm fine. Thus, Sakura, as your owner, I want to confirm your condition. Right now, what is happening with your body? When I asked her this, Sakura spoke to me in resignation. It seems that I have temporarily used up too much magic power. Recently, I have been continuously building traps, improving my armor and synchronizing with Sakura. When I synchronize with Sakura, the amount of magical power I need to use drastically gets reduced. However, it seems that the consumption Sakura experiences becomes even larger. Is that the reason why? On top of that, being around Master has been so much fun, that I've unintentionally overexpended my magic. I am paying for my own mistakes. Bisu, can you recover from it? Because there is an infinite supply from the dragon veins. As long as I receive that, I will be fine. As long as I take a rest for several hours, I'll be back in no time. Although she was acting tough by laughing, I could tell from her sweating face that she was in pain. Moreover, because her physical condition was bad, for some reason I think that the house was also acting a little strange. There was a creaking sound throughout the house. I am so sorry. Because I have been weakened, the house has also been weakened. She is a spirit of the house. I guess it's natural that when she was feeling sick, then the house would also weaken. Isn't there a way to get better faster? I'm getting quite worried. I don't think she can just eat and sleep like me in order to replenish energy quickly. There is a method, but it requires Master to give me replenishment. Oh, so there was a method? If I can help you replenish your strength, I don't particularly mind helping you. I will help her without reserve. But what am I supposed to do to replenish her strength? That is, in order to replenish magical power, Master has heard of the fact that fulfilling the 3 big desires is the most effective way, right? Ah, that's true, I've heard of that. For me, doing things like eating and sleeping will hasten the recovery process, and so, that is. For my case, it is necessary to fulfill my sexual desire. Yes, I think I heard wrongly. Sakura, can you repeat that again one more time? I said that, it is sexual desire. Sakura's face went bright red, as she repeated her words shyly. Is it not possible to do it by eating? Or perhaps by sleeping? I barely need to sleep, and food hardly recovers my magic. I think that Master is so amazing to be able to recover by eating. Which reminds me, I've never actually seen Sakura sleeping. Also, I have barely seen her eat. She always eats such a small amount, so I just assumed that she had a small appetite. I see. So how have you been recovering your energy so far? Because I've never consumed so much of my magic before, I've been comforting myself. But, right now, I don't think that will be enough. I've never noticed it. All I've done is sleep to my heart's content. At any rate, once I've taken a rest, I think I will be fine. Sakura bows down her head as she says in an apologetic tone. However, if Sakura receives replenishment directly from me, you will be able to recover much faster, right? Why yes, much faster than taking a rest. I will be able to efficiently recover the magic. I see. In that case, it's decided. Alright, Sakura, we are doing it. I will fulfill your desires. Is that really okay? Her voice just got really loud. Is she that surprised? I mean. That is, I am just a mere spirit. Moreover, I might not suit Master's tastes. And so I thought, would it really be alright? Well, at least, I think that it is good. Sakura looks really cute and her personality is really likable. If she were to suddenly disappear, I don't know what I would do without her. I care deeply about her. If Sakura doesn't refuse me, then I will gladly lend my body to help her. That makes me really happy. Sakura. Tears dropped down her face as she smiled. I have always adored Master from the moment he was born. That's why. This has been my long cherished ambition. Has she been watching over me since that long ago? I am truly thankful. I also cannot bear to see Sakura being in pain. So if you cry like this, I won't be able to live in peace. Therefore, yes, together. Hence, both Sakura and I united our bodies together. My house is a magic power spot. Just by living there I become the strongest in the world. Chapter 15. The very next day, my house grew a floor. What happened? Would it be more accurate to say if I told you that my house become 2-storied tall? On top of my usual 2 LDK house which I have lived in until now, a completely new floor just appeared out of thin air. TL note, 2 LDK stands for 2-bedroom apartment with a living room, dining room, and kitchen. Early in the morning, when I thought that Sakura was touching her stomach, a sudden noise of gone resounded and the house went up a floor. Master's magical power was continuously poured into me, so I think I got pregnant. Disu. She was gently patting her stomach as her face blushed red. However, it doesn't seem to be a child. No matter how you see this, this was like a new level was born. I am a spirit of a house. That's why. My children also become houses. If she said it like that, I could not really object to it. When you have sex with a house, I guess an additional building appears. This is the first time I learnt of such a thing. Receiving magical power from Master, the excess amount seems to become a new building. Oh, yeah, should we check out what it's like below there? Yes, let's go together. Together with Sakura? I descended down the big staircase which did not exist here yesterday and headed towards the first floor. The interior was even more spacious than the floor above. This area was a 3LDK. 3LDK stands for 3 individual rooms along with a living room, dining room, and kitchen. It was also already fully furnished with closets and or things like full-length mirrors. It's amazing, Sakura. The amazing one is Master, isn't it? This room, child, is organized based on the magical power that Master has provided. Moreover, I did nothing but receive your holy energy in order to recover. Is that so? However, this extension of the building really surprised me. Or more like, when I returned to the second floor and looked out of my window, I saw another small hut which stood in the garden. Ah, it got separated. I think that is also my child. It's truly amazing, isn't it? This magic recovery business, it's good enough to suddenly make a building spring out of thin air. Well, the fact that we have increased the size of our living quarters is a good thing. Yes, perhaps it will be good if we called somebody over to make it a more lively place. Oi, is she telling me to become a landlord? If there was somebody that I got along with, then maybe I would give them an invite. But right now, there was nobody like that in this world. I understand. All shall go according to my master's wishes. However, Sakura continues to speak a little nervously. I pray that master will continue to live in the top floor of the building, because that is where my real body exists. Ah, I won't change that fact, so you don't have to worry. The place I was used to living was that room, and the place that calms me down the most is my 2LDK floor. The futon there, the table and the curtains calms me down a lot. Therefore I have no intention of changing it. That place is my most important territory. So glad. Sakura breathes a sigh of relief. What, was she really that nervous I would move out from here? Yes. I was really worried about the fact that Master would leave me for a more spacious room. If I did have such thoughts, what would you do? Then I would work very hard to make my main part even more spacious, so much so that Master would approve of me. Sakura talked very passionately as she said this. Unexpectedly she is really unyielding. Master is the one with the choice, and I am the one who has to be chosen. That's why I will try my hardest to be chosen by you, Master. I have no intentions of switching living quarters, so I want you to be relieved, alright? In any case, staying on the second floor allows me a bigger range of vision to look at my garden. I can see even further than my apple field, and besides, it will be even easier to give orders to my golems. My defensive capacity will increase, and it will be even easier to live in peace from now on. There is absolutely no chance that I will leave this place. My master. Sakura was smiling very happily. I believe that with Master's magic, I will also be able to expand and become more spacious. Therefore, whenever you'd like to expand me, please let me know, okay? Yeah, I will do that. However, for the time being, let's think of a way to use the first floor. Yes, thus, my house broadened in size by about twice as much. My house is a magic power spot. Just by living there I become the strongest in the world. Chapter 16. I wonder how we should use the first floor. I was thinking while I ate Sakura's homemade apple pie. Use it as you please, Master. Even if you say use it as I please. Anyways, it is a 2LDK. I'm not used to living in a large space, so I don't really know how to use the extra room. For now, it'll just be a storage place for wood golems and apples. It'll be good for helping to preserve both the apples that are picked and the wood golems that are made from the trees. Besides, the good smell of the apples will seep into the surroundings and make the first floor nice and aromatic. Moreover, our apples seem to not rot easily. It's because they're filled with magic, although they will slowly lose that magic day by day. A while ago we tried it out and saw that when we left the harvested fruit alone for a while, the magic within them decreased. Having them fresh is best. They only gather magic within themselves when they are attached to the trees. Once you remove them they'll lose half of it by the next day. Even so, they still don't rot. I wonder if I should still be calling them apples because of this. Even if I were to use it as a room, I still need to get furniture. For that, Why don't you gather some materials to make some? Why don't we ask the wolf people to go gather and buy it? That might be good too. The wolf people seem almost just like peddlers anyways. And for the money to buy the stuff. Oh, she's back again today. Outside the window I see the witch princess Diania approaching the entrance. As usual she's carrying a leather bag. Well, I'll go out to say hello Sakura, alright. I'll have dinner ready and waiting. When I went out to meet Diania, she seemed awfully nervous. She seemed unable to calm down, like she was seeing something new and strange. Yo, what's up Diania? You seem to be awfully fidgety. Ah, it's you. Thank goodness. The shape of the house changed, so I was wondering if you moved or if the house had just changed. I see. She didn't know about the second floor growing. Well, never mind it. Actually nowadays you come pretty often, don't you? Has it been about 3 days since she came here last? She's a princess but she has quite a bit of free time, doesn't she? Why yeah. It's because thankfully the area's public order has gotten better. You mean to say that the public order was bad before? Certainly. I was just living here normally and I got attacked by dragons, witches, and wolf people. At first I didn't really think that much about it due to the headache and hangover, but now that I think back, it was quite a dangerous region. I'm really sorry about that. I'm reflecting, but thanks to that my workload has decreased. These past 2 days I haven't even had to stay up all night. Do you usually stay up all night? Now that I look more closely, she has dark circles underneath her eyes. It seems like it's pretty exhausting work. I wonder if the princess is like someone doing unpaid overtime, though I too understand the feeling of not being able to go to sleep or leave due to remaining work. Coming here is something that has meaning to me. Therefore, please receive this. And then, just like always, she hands me a leather bag. This time there are 1,000 silver coins. I don't really need such payback though. No, I'd feel bad if I was the only one getting something. More so that the only reason this land has such rich and abundant magic power is because you and your house are here. Huh? What do you mean? You never heard about this? The earth vein and yourself are filled with magical power and at the same time that power overflows from you. I know that there was a lot of magic being generated, but does something good happen when there's that much magic? First of all, crops and life grow better, because it's the source of life energy. Therefore, animals and raw materials become higher in quality and richer. Huh, sounds amazing. In other words, just by you casually going out for a walk or using magic how you please, my country becomes wealthier. The money that I bring over is a form of my thanks. It's the country's way of saying, thank you for living near the royal capital, or something. I see. It's to thank me. This witch princess is really conscientious to keep giving me money even without me knowing the reason for it. Well, this witch princess was the reason I got summoned to this world in the first place though. I felt some inexpressible emotions welling up within my chest. Well, magic does become more like poison if it's too deep and powerful, so there's a need for caution. I may have gotten used to it, but if a normal person got close to this earth vein then they'll faint. This is the house where I live normally. Don't talk about it like it's some poison swamp, as one would expect. That's too impolite. I'm sorry, I spoke improperly. That's for sure. But seriously, why have you been looking all around since you got here? I thought you said you'd gotten used to it. And no, I was used to it before. But since I got here I'm really anxious to know what is that room? She pointed at the first floor. The room has a big window. Through that window you can see the room is completely packed with golems. Ah, I see. Without curtains they're in full view, aren't they? It's just my golem storehouse. Just by looking at them I can feel that the golems have quite a bit of magic power in them. What are they used for? Purpose? They don't have one now. They're in there because I'm not using them yet. I said so and Diania looked amazed. Then she broke out into a cold sweat and opened her mouth. I'm wondering if I should ask, but are you thinking about invading my country? Huh? What kind of bombshell are you dropping on me, witch princess? Wait. Please don't get angry at me. Those are, in our eyes, An excessive amount of war potential, excessive military might? Why are you so scared? They're just apple trees, you know. I wonder if she'll understand if she gets a better look. Hey, come here, Golem. I called one over to let her have a look and... Hi. Way. No, don't come any closer. How overwhelming. She retreats with all her might. It's just an apple tree that I made into cute Golem though. She seems to be unbelievably frightened. Weren't you asking about the golems in the first place? I'm sorry, but I felt instinctively scared for my life. Though it's nice that you have a rich imagination. I don't have any thoughts about invasion. I don't even think I want to. I'm completely satisfied with my home and garden. I see. In that case, thank goodness. Diania let out a relieved sigh and gave a wry smile. Well, with your power, you don't even have to make these preparations. You could take down the royal capital just like that. Saying these things was a waste of breath. I already said I'm not going to. Didn't you hear what I said just a little while ago? I'm sorry, I might be a little tired. I can only think of bad things now. Certainly being tired makes it easier to think of negative things. In that case, you didn't have to come here today. And, as I was simultaneously shocked and sympathizing with her, oh, on the golem's back there was one apple stuck to it after the harvest. This might be perfect. Hey, Diania, take this as a delivery fee. I grabbed the apple and handed it to Diania. An apple? At first Diania looked confused as she took the apple, but then she started to stare at it intently. This has a large amount of magic packed inside it. What is this? You're a magic user, right? Then, if you're tired and you eat this, then you'll regain your energy. If it's like that, then she should be able to eat it. Well, certainly with this much power I'll certainly recover. Is this really alright? You're tired, right? Then eat and recover and stop your negative thinking. If you do that, then you'll stop having weird thoughts like me invading. Oh, okay, I see. Then I'll eat it. This favor, I will once again repay you. I already said that it's fine. Then after giving Diania an apple as a present, she left. Okay, I've got the money, so I'll also get back to my house. I think I'll give the wolf people the money to order some curtains, and in the meantime I'll eat the meal that Sakura made for me. My house is a magic power spot. Just by living there I become the strongest in the world. Chapter 17. Let's just be frank, we overdid it. Before I knew it, my house was a 7-story building. This has already become a building. Yes indeed. Sakura was smiling brightly. It even has an elevator. Yes, it is an elevator made with magic. Sleeping, waking up, eating, taking a walk, getting along with Sakura, and sleeping again. This was the result of a week of living like this. Honestly, I'm aware that this is an extremely sedentary lifestyle. Well, wait. I don't think we did it that much though. In fact, I don't think that we did it every day for that week even. Besides, for those few times we only really just went to sleep together. It's a mystery as to why so much changed. If you were to calculate according to the times we did do it, it should have been 1 or 2 levels at the most. Because Master's magic power is much too strong, it only takes 1 time to make me completely full. Therefore, for a short while afterwards, just touching me will accomplish things like this, I think. In other words, just by sleeping together will make more additions to the building? Yes. Expanding the house just got even simpler. Well, it's not particularly great that the house has gotten bigger though. Since it's become like this, I can't really see the surroundings like before. Since it stands straight, even if you look out under the window, you won't be able to see what's going on. I wonder if security is going to be alright. These past few days I haven't really gone to any floors except for the top floor and the bottom floor. I should at least synchronize and check it for the time being. Then I can leave it to the golems. It's alright, Master. If it's Master's golems, then any intruder will be defeated easily. Certainly. Any intruder will be instantly dealt with. On the 2nd floor the apple-gathering golems with their blades are on standby, and on the 3rd floor there are golems I made from rock. I was wondering whether the weight would surpass what was safe, but according to Sekiro my house is coated in magic and that increases its toughness and the amount of weight it can handle by quite a bit. Furthermore, the overflowing magic made it so bugs and stray animals wouldn't gather, thieves, burglars, etc. haven't attacked yet either. That's why, even if my security is all okay, I really don't have any use for the extra rooms. Even when it was only one floor added on, I was troubled with how to use it. Now there are 6 others. What to do? I'm troubled with how to use them. The choices are apple storage, apple treewood storage, golem storage, and storage for the provisions the wolf people bring. That's all. Or should I say, that was just the first floor. I wonder if it's alright that I'm really only using the top floor and the bottom floor. You don't have to be in such a rush to decide. They won't rot or anything. Well, that's true I guess. I was complaining some, but honestly this wasn't too bad. Especially the view from the top floor was particularly beautiful. Each day morning, noon, and night I can see the beautiful sky. It's tall enough that I can see the surrounding geography and it's quite interesting. With my house as the center, to the west there is a rocky area and to the east is the forest. Further inside the forest I can see something that looks like a town. I wonder if that's the royal capital that the witch princess was talking about. This great view, comfortable place to live, and delicious food every day. This is luxury. Foo-foo, I'll take that compliment. Thank you very much. Furthermore, recently the dragons that had been flying around my house have disappeared. The flapping sounds from their wings that disturbed my sleep is gone now. With this kind of height, I can clearly see the surroundings around my house, and it has become a good lookout for danger. Well, since I can synchronize I don't really need to look out anyways. Because my view was improved somewhat, I was able to see the wolf people etc. within the forest. Actually, today those guys are guiding travelers once again. Actually I recall that nowadays there's money being made. They interact with the people who want to pass through the forest, barter with them, and bring me supplies and items. Having them give me the same supplies each day as if I was their king was bad, so I talked to them, and when the wolf people's leader heard that I was declining he said I apologize. Please accept this offering. I will leave my life here as compensation so I couldn't refuse. He thought he was angry because there wasn't any variety as well. Well, as long as it's peaceful, and you don't give me any trouble, it's all fine with me. Nodding, the wolf people in the forest turned to look at me. Apparently they noticed my gaze. Even though we have a distance of a few hundred meters between us, our king, your magic is too powerful, and as such is different from the gaze of other people. Therefore, we wolf people can detect master's gaze no matter the distance between us. So they said, and they actually did notice me just now. Then, whoa, they're actually doing doji in front of the other people. When they turned to face me they fell to their knees and bowed with respect. Then, our king, we are, just as you ordered, living peacefully each day. Oh god, this is embarrassing. While in the doji pose they yell really loudly. It's really embarrassing. To please stop now. The travelers are also really surprised too. I've got to talk to the wolf people's leader about this later. They're following you, master. That's not at the level of just following me. I don't want to go through such embarrassing things anymore, so I'd better give them proper instructions. Well, like this I can observe many different places now thanks to my house getting bigger. Really, it's not a bad thing. That's why, maybe just a little more expansion might be good. My house is a magic power spot. Just by living there I become the strongest in the world. Chapter 18. The next day I cautioned the wolf people. In front of the garden, there were, just like always, the groceries that the wolf people usually left there. Sorry to keep you waiting, our king. King Sama, hello. Today they didn't just leave groceries. There were 2 wolf people, a man and a woman, kneeling there. Before long I remember one of them. You Guru, right? What? I'm the wolf people chief Guru Gario. I'm honored that you remember me. Well, it's fine. You don't have to be so humble. You don't have to bow to the ground. Raise your head and just talk to me. It's hard to hear what you're saying. Understood, my king. Then the wolf people raised their heads. Actually, Who is this girl? She has dog ears and a tail all stiff and nervous. She seems altogether soft and fluffy. I don't remember seeing a girl as cute as her. Oh, this is my little sister Lily Gario. I am Lily Desu, King Sama. Please treat me well. Oh, nice to meet you. And, what are you doing here today? When he heard me, Guru's face became frightfully serious. Then he solemnly opened his mouth. A few days ago, our behavior caused you displeasure. Therefore, we shall offer Lily to you as a sacrifice, and we hope that you will please allow it and grant us your forgiveness. Huh? Though this girl may be my little sister, her internal organs are filled with fresh and rich magic power. I do believe she will be to your tastes, my king. Yes. Please by all means eat me. This life. I will offer my life to King Sama. Wait. We're missing some steps here. Seriously. What do you mean by eat? The way the conversation is flowing, it seems like you expect me to literally eat her, you know? Well, when a predator eats something filled with rich magic, their own magic power is enhanced by doing so. Lily is unique in power among the wolf people. As such, if she were to be eaten, then it would increase your power. Huh? There was such a thing? Therefore, please, feel free to eat up. Please feel free to eat. Like hell, I'm going to eat you, idiot. I let out a Tsukumi in a shout and magic manifested. The wolf people in front of me got blown away. Aw man. It's been a while since I shouted, so I couldn't regulate the power. It's a pain that I can't even do one Tsukumi casually. My king. Please abate your anger. You. Guru is shaking and Lily is crying. This is a terrible situation. But, I can't stop talking just yet. Oi, Guru, you're making a big misunderstanding. I'm not really angry. I was certainly displeased. But I only said that I'd like that showy worshipping to stop. Hearing that, Guru's voice and body shook. Are you saying that you've forgiven us? We attacked you before. Whatever, forgiving or not forgiving, in my mind it was already over. I was only angry when they first attacked me. That time I beat them up, then they came and apologized, and that was the end of it for me. In my mind it had already been settled. We have surrendered to you. You know, my king, you know that you can use us like tools, order us to do anything, and we won't complain. Even so, you're forgiving us? What kind of long story is this wolf person saying? All I wanted to say were two things. Don't cause me trouble, and don't attack anyone randomly. That's all I ordered you guys to do. Then just the other day I found the worship troublesome. That's why I cautioned them. That was all there was to it. That's why as long as you follow my advice, I won't say anything else. There isn't anything more to it. Understand? I said, and slowly and silently Guru bowed. And just like that he pressed his forehead to the ground. For your generosity and consideration I am deeply grateful, as I thought you are the most suitable to be our king. Thank you very much. Lily also kneeled down and bowed while teary and tattered. How scared were you? I thought that I admonished them tenderly though she may be a wolf person, making a cute girl cry makes my heart hurt. Well, that's the situation. From now on let's get along. You guys bringing me groceries and such is a big help. It's to the extent that I want to pay you for the service. That's out of the question. That is a symbol of our thankfulness to you, our king, who accepted our surrender. At the very least, while our descendants still live, we will continue to do so. Oh, okay, thanks. It seemed like it'd get complicated if I kept talking about it, so I gave up. There's no downside to receiving it. Yep, well, our business is done. You can go now. Yes. Thank you very much, King Sama. Then the brother and sister left as they shed tears of gratitude. Somehow that wore me out. It's like the feeling you get after you play with an incredibly hyperactive dog. Let's eat and sleep some more today. Yeah, let's do that. My house is a magic power spot. Just by living there I become the strongest in the world. Chapter 19. Recently, monsters have attacked more actively. That's true. While I was eating my lunch, the monster that had appeared in the garden was dealt with. I am synchronized with Sakura, who is sitting next to me, and when I inspect it, the monster was a wild boar-like thing similar to the one that had attacked the other day. When doing something with synchronization, Precision and accuracy fall by quite a bit, but for weaker enemies this is more than enough. When ordering the golems to blow away enemy monsters, they move on their own and send them flying. Out the window I can see the apple trees dancing wildly. Then, I finish eating my lunch and, it's over, huh? The thing that had been moving around my garden was gone. Thank you for your effort, Master. No, in fact, I need to thank you very much for this delicious lunch. What? Somehow there was a person-shaped biological signal coming from the garden. The golems won't blow them away. They might not be hostile. I wonder if they're a visitor? I'm going out to take a look. Sakura, could you please clean up? Yes, please leave it to me. Have a nice day. When I left the cleanup to Sakura and went outside, I soon found the cause of the biological signal. That's, inside the field of apples there is a little girl. Though I remember her face. For some reason her hair and clothes are white. I thought that last time it was pitch black like ink though. Yo? It's Hesty, right? When I called out, she looked over at me and nodded. For some reason she has a 2P-like color, but it's definitely her. This is the only person in this world that I've met who is straightforward and closest to common sense, Hesty. Though I wonder if she's trying to change her image with the polar opposite look. Last time I was in disguise with makeup. Disguise? Other than your hair and your clothes. I wonder if it was really that different? It changed quite a bit. My own hair really stands out. Ah, yeah, because it's pure white, huh? To the extent that if you even catch a glimpse of it in the forest you'd notice. These are my normal clothes, but when I try to travel all in white, everyone starts to nag. I'll get involved with something weird or whatever. That other time as well, my companions died me and just like that they came with. I see. When this little girl wants to travel there's some meddlesome companions who want to join her, huh? But, we don't have to hide at all. That's why I'm like this. Oh, if you say you don't need to hide, then you've found a safe place to settle down? Yes, Hesty nods up and down. Since her journey has ended, then she can return to wearing wine, I guess. That's nice for her. For a second, Hesty's clothes seemed to look like burial clothes to me. When Hesty sensed my strange gaze, she tilted her head in confusion. What's wrong? Is there something weird with my clothes? Well, it seems similar to some clothes that I've seen before. They're clothes to wear when a close family member dies though. Well, these are just my formal clothes though. She sounds like she's sulking a little. Sorry. I wasn't trying to say they were bad. Well, you're not completely wrong. These are only for something big. I wear these when there is a do or die decision or something of great importance about to happen. A big decision, huh? Settling down in a new place is definitely a big decision. Are you settling down around here? Yes, I came here today. To greet you. And thank you for the apple. This kid is thanking me too, huh? The witch princess and this girl as well. Seems like this world's people are quite conscientious. Well, actually, that leaky princess came here to invade the first time. Do you have time right now? Today. Well, I don't have anything to do today. Then here, Hesty handed me a single piece of paper. Written on it was, a map? It is in place of a present. It is a simple map of the world. Next to this forest is Prussia, the country of magic. Starting from here and going around the world is the Holy Night Country, Kingdom, Beast Country, etc. There are many others. She spread out the map and pointed to each place talking about their names and miscellaneous things. Your thanks is, telling me about the world? Yes, because I have traveled around. I know a lot. That's why if you have things you don't know I'll tell you. Or did you know these things before? Nope, not even a little bit. In fact, I thought it was fine even if I didn't know, because, honestly I have no real intention of traveling too far from my house. But now that I think about it, it might not be a bad thing to have more knowledge about this world. Though there may be a lot I don't know, it's also possible for me to ask Sakura to gather information if I need it. You and this land are very strong, that much even I know, and this girl seems to have sensed my magic power too. But strong as you may be, there is no disadvantage to having knowledge. Therefore if you have questions about magic, living creatures, magic power, or anything you want to know, just ask me. Okay, teach me, Hesty-sensei. And just like that, starting from this day, I started gathering knowledge from this little teacher. My house is a magic power spot. Just by living there I become the strongest in the world. Chapter 20.1 I used an apple tree stump to spread out the map as Hesty taught me various things. This is where you live, on the western edge of the place called the Dark Forest, the Evil Forest, or the Forest of Temptation. Further west from here is the valley where the dragons live. Ho ho, I see, that's why there are so many dragons flying around near here. The Dark Forest is controlled by two races. To the north the wolf people, to the south the battle bunnies. Huh, it's not only the wolf people, huh? I only knew about the wolf people, but it seems like there's some kind of rabbit-like race as well. Their name seems kind of dangerous though. When I asked about the battle bunnies, it seems like they look like smaller people with rabbit ears apparently. I haven't seen them before at all. The wolf people's strength is still quite strong. But I think that you'll definitely meet them, rabbits, if you have this much magic power. It's because living things are attracted to magic power. I think that there'll be a lot of fighting from now on and you'll get caught up in it. Don't say it so calmly like that, Hesty. Even if you find it unpleasant they'll still come. Even if you think that it's tedious they'll still definitely come. These are just the facts. Maybe because she's traveled, but Hesty is pretty dry, and there were some parts that seemed like she was speaking from personal experience. But if you have knowledge then you'll be fine. That said, getting back to what I was saying. If you leave the forest you will find the witch country, Prussia. Diania's country, huh? They take large amounts of magic crystals from the forest and create various types of magical goods. It also has a lot of people. When I look at the map it's pretty close. It's quite near the side of the forest. It seems like if you run for a ways then you'll soon reach it. But on the way are monsters, wandering dragons, wolf people, and battle bunnies, so it's quite dangerous. Especially since there are a lot of magic crystals. Golems automatically appear and attack indiscriminately. In other words, you're saying that this dark forest is filled with danger? Yes, but if it's you, then you should be alright. They mostly won't be able to do anything to you. Don't overestimate me so much. I just live as normally as I can in my house. But, for dragons. You just normally defeat them, don't you? Look. There are even scales scattered around here. Hesty digs out a buried rainbow-colored scale from beneath her feet. Oh, it was the scale from the dragon that time. This is a high dragon's. It's a strong dragon. So that was the case. I thought it was rare since it was rainbow-colored, but was it strong? You didn't know? Then how did you defeat it? Well, I kinda yelled really loud and sent magic flying at it. The first time I missed, then the second time it was a clean hit. That's how I took it down. When I told her, Hesty stared at me amazed. You defeated it with a magical shockwave? That thing? Huh? Was that bad? If I had to say, that type of dragon. Is one of the toughest among all dragons due to its scales and skin. It's around the second or third in the entire race. That dragon is extremely tough and fast. Normally you'd need special preparations in order to defeat even one. It was such a dragon. I only happened to aim at it because it was small and nearby though. This type of high dragon is one of the dumbest among the entire dragon race. Their intelligence is quite low, and unless they live for a long time, they will have a brain on the level of animals, but they are tough and hard to defeat. They don't appear on the market often either. Ah, that's why Diania was unusually happy. I finally understand. When there's a difference between your knowledge it's pretty embarrassing and troubling. I'm grateful to Hesty for teaching me this stuff. Oh yeah, while she's expressing her gratitude I'll ask about a little something else. Hey, Hesty, I know you said that these scales are tough and solid. But do you know of any of their special characteristics, like under what circumstances they soften or something? Certainly they're hard to the touch. Hard enough to be made into blades though. Heave. Ho. I tightly grip it and put magic in. Just like the time when I made them into knives. And just like before the scale easily transformed and warped. I made it into a loose spiral and it looked like a drill. I might be able to use this for something. Nonetheless, just like this, It's easy to change the shape and process it. Does it have the special property of being easily manufactured? Let me correct myself. Normally it's extremely tough. It becomes like this when really strong magic power it used on it. I see, it's the type that transforms with magic. OMFG dude, it's good to know this. I still have more scales, so it might be good material to make items with. When I thanked her, I saw Hesty with a complicated look on her face as she held her head. What's wrong? Nothing. I just was thinking too much and my head started to hurt. Oh, I see. Well, keep it in moderation. Hesty nodded slightly. What can I say? At first she seemed expressionless, but now she seems to be full of interesting expressions. I think it's adorable that she has such big changes despite being so small. Then, at the edge of my vision I see something moving. My house is a magic power spot. Just by living there I become the strongest in the world. Chapter 20.2. Hesty seems to have noticed it as well. When we looked over there we saw a magic crystal golem. There was a monster walking on two legs. It was a human-like body that was made up of a lot of pure white stones gathered together. At the top and center there is a place that looks like a face. It has glittering white crystals that look like eyes. This is the automatic creature, a golem. It seems like the magic power drew it here. The automatic golem looks for strong magic and it moves about in order to get it. It was the first time I saw this type of monster, but Hesty gave an explanation so it was easy to understand. Magic crystals are very solid, therefore, in hardness it's on the same level as a dragon's skin, but it moves slowly. I see. Then for now, let's use a golem to defeat it. If it's the wood golem's punch, then it should work on this guy too. Basically, because it can reform as long as there is stone and earth nearby, just knocking it down isn't advisable. Unproductive. You mean it's immortal? Nearly. Golems are usually like that. I understand now. That's certainly troublesome. That's why if you send it flying far away, you can use bait to send it in a different direction. If you do that, then you can draw its attention away from you. For instance, you can use that scale as a decoy. Oh yeah. Now that I think about it, I was thinking about looking for some strong materials. In that case this is convenient. Anyways, there isn't much use for this thing. Well then, I'll give it this. I throw the drill I made from the dragon scale at it. I was thinking about finishing the golem off while it was distracted, but the moment after I throw it, who? And with the sound of stones breaking, the drill pierced straight through the golem, and that wasn't all. The hole in the golem exploded open and partially destroyed it. Then just like that it started collapsing. What? Instead of a decoy it feels like I threw a bomb. When I looked at Hesty for an explanation, she was once again stumbling around in surprise. That arrowhead had magic power added to it. That's why it had that kind of power. I see. But you said arrowhead. It was just a twisted up scale though. Nicely said. It was something that was shaped like a drill. That was terrific power. It would be able to pierce through any dragon of the same level. That golem too. Since it's been blown away so thoroughly, I don't think I'll be able to regenerate anywhere close to here. Oh, well that's good I guess. I'd better be careful when I throw things. Hesty's stomach growled. It seems like we got carried away and talked for quite some time. You're hungry, huh? When I look at the sky, it's already evening. Hesty and I were both hungry. Therefore, here, apple, have it as a snack before dinner. Thanks. When I plucked the apple and handed it to her, she started to eat. When I saw her, Mushamosha, eating that apple, for some reason she seemed like a cute little animal eating its food. And when she finished eating the apple, I spent too much time here. Saying so she stood up. Oh, you're going back? Soon, it'll be night time. The extra commas are not mistakes, she just has weird pauses in her speech. I see. The sun is setting and it's getting darker. I wonder if she has enough time to get home safely. Can I come here again? Just for a bit. I too have some time left over. Yep, whenever you want, come on over. Well then, see ya. See you later. And like that, the first day of Hesty Sensei's lessons ended. My house is a magic power spot. Just by living there I become the strongest in the world. Chapter 21. Today Hesty didn't have a map, but instead a pure white wand. It was tapered to a fine point and looked like a letter opener. NN. She presented the glossy and beautiful wand to me. Just by touching it, I can feel that it's quite tough. It is decorated with a red jewel-like stone and it seems considerably expensive. Are you giving me this? NN. It's a Dragon King bone wand. It's a magic catalyst. Magic catalyst, huh? But the way I was taught, it's not particularly necessary. Is it useful for something? Judging from what Sakura told me, I can activate magic just by using my imagination. I don't really know much about the use of magic catalysts. Then it's fine to use it as equipment. You can hit stuff with it. Oi, don't immediately give up and start talking about physical stuff so quickly. I'm joking. There's a use for it. Though her expression doesn't change too much, Hesty lets out a laugh unintentionally. Hesty doesn't seem to be the joking type, but it seems like she's still got a playful side. But still, I'm glad. I was at a loss when she suddenly said that you can just hit your opponent with this dragon bone. I won't say stuff like that anymore for now. From now on we're moving on to magic. You imagine it, and use magic like that. That was the feeling I got from the golem you used last time. Oh right, I haven't made any golems in front of her to be able to see through it. As expected of a little girl traveler, she's got a sharp eye. Imagination magic is very convenient, and has a lot of flexibility. But it has bad fuel consumption. It's exhausting. You've experienced it. Certainly. I get sleepy quite a lot. When I continually use magic from noon till night I usually fall asleep before 12. I fall asleep as if I've passed out and it feels good. Even if it seems like I've gotten used to it. When I first started using it, I was going to bed very early and waking up really late every day. Even while using imagination magic, you last for over half the day. That's quite abnormal. Even so, becoming sleepy is inconvenient. That's why I recommend making a magic key. Or spell key as it's called. Spell key? It's something like words you say when using magic. If you use it, it'll work like magical wiring in your head and reduce your mental burden. I look as Hesty points at an empty space. I see some falling leaves. Then burn. She mutters a single word, and the falling leaves begin to burn. Ooh, awesome. There's more. Explode. This time the falling leaves make a pond sound and turn into little explosions, just like this. If you set a word and what you want to happen beforehand, it's very easy to use. For magic power usage, using a catalyst is much better than just imagination magic. Oh, I get it now. It's something like making a shortcut key in your head, right? Without having to imagine it each time, you can match a phenomenon with words. Okay then, let's give it a try. Hesty, is there a trick to this? Trick? It's easy. Just apply a word you know to a phenomenon you know. I see. Then here, have this on your body. Just with that it should be usable. Oh, thank you. I accepted the wand from Hesty and began my personal challenge. Well then, wood golem. Without me having to imagine the golem's shape like always, the image of the golem suddenly popped into my mind and combined with my words. Then, oh, I did it. The apple tree had changed into a golem right before my eyes. Amazing. You did it on the first try. Clap clap. Hesty gave me a round of applause. I'm kinda happy about this, but at the same time, I'm a little unsatisfied. I wonder if I could make this even simpler. This is practically the same as always, just a little faster. That's why I felt like I could do more with it. For example, Wood Golem X5, an image of 5 completed golems combined with my words. Then, as I thought I could do it, the wood golems were created, and there were even 5 all at once, and I'm not even tired. I'm not tired and I'm not hungry. This is amazing. The magic consumption with this magic key is great. I happily turned to look at Hesty. Once again she looked troubled like she did the other day. Huh? Did you get another headache? That's the first time I've seen someone use it like that. Since you can use it like this, I think it's pretty handy. According to Hesty's explanation, I thought that the image shortcut had a great effect that decreases the amount of work you need to do. But Hesty was shaking her head. Usually when you do too many settings, you run out of magic power. That's why normally, you minimize the number, and use magic keys with lower effectiveness. It was something like that, but Hesty did various things too, like explosion and burning and stuff. This one is used to it. It's because I use other techniques in addition to it. Unlike her appearance, Hesty seems to be highly skilled. I better not make light of this high-spec little girl. But still, this is really amazing. I can make all the golems I want all at once. As long as I think of the finished product in my mind, I can create it just by saying a word. I wonder if it's alright that it's this simple. It's so easy that it's surprising. Thank you so much, Hesty. This is really easy to use. I'm glad. Even if the catalyst breaks, as long as you have a piece, you can use it. By the way, is it really okay for you to give me this bone wand? I might not know about the prices in this world, but I do know that a dragon's bone is expensive. I wonder if it's really alright for me to accept this. It's fine. This one no longer needs it. I wonder if it's because her travels have finished? But if you're giving it to me, then my principles say I should accept. If there comes a time when you'd like it back, then just tell me, okay? If the time comes, I'll tell you. That's why, until then, keep it. Practice a lot. That bone is really tough. Even if you use it for 100 years, it won't break. Oh, okay. I'll practice a lot with it. I was pretty excited, so just like that I continued to try out my new method of using magic until nighttime. My house is a magic power spot. Just by living there I become the strongest in the world. Chapter 22.1 Evening. I continued practicing with the magic key until the sun set, but Hesty was still keeping me company. But, as expected, I started to worry for her since it was getting dark. It's gotten dark out. Is it alright that you haven't gone back, Hesty? This is the last thing, then I'll go. Okay, good. If she continued to keep me company, then I wouldn't feel right allowing a young woman like her to walk home alone. I finish up my practice and take a bite out of an apple. Like this I'll be able to hold out till dinner. Hesty, would you like an apple too? I don't need any more today. Up till now she's had 2 apples already. She might be full. Well, I shall be leaving. Hesty said that, stood up, and turned her back towards me. Okay, see ya. Goodbye. And just like that, she disappeared into the forest. There is a valley where a large amount of magic flows like water. It is surrounded on both sides by rocky mountains where man has yet to tread. The only ones who live there are dragons. Therefore, it came to be known as the Valley of the Dragons. There Hesty was in a place where she could look down upon the entire valley. A 2-meter-long rainbow-scaled dragon was sitting by her side. Dragon King Sama N. What? Soon we'll reach the limit to how much we can suppress them. I think it's only a matter of time before a stupid dragon rushes out. If they saw, they'd understand. Hesty was gazing at the dragons within the valley. Half of the dragons seemed to be agitated and were breathing heavily from their nostrils. The words they were speaking were audible. We still can't go? Wait a little longer. Soon Dragon King Sama's battle preparations will be finished. That's when. Hurry. Let's hurry up and fight. It can't be helped that they're so warlike. That's just the dragon's nature. It's the law of the jungle. They will completely submit to those who defeat them absolutely. But can't bear the feeling of being looked down on by someone or something that has not defeated them. It can't be helped that they want me to fight that dragon House man. Hesty understands that well. I'm already finished telling him things. It was fun, but it's the end. Is that so? Well then, when shall we move out? Tomorrow morning. I will go to battle with the rising of the sun. Have everyone prepare themselves as they wait. When the high dragon heard Hesty's words, it flew to the center of the valley. Listen, White Flame Dragon King, Hesti Radona-sama begins her fight at dawn on the morrow. Everyone prepare yourselves as you wait. It made her words known to the public. After a moment, all the dragons flew into a great commotion. Yuau, finally. Our enemy is that little human. King, our side is larger, that's why our side is stronger. Alright, tomorrow let's all go out to see Dragon King Sama's fight. Yeah, Hesti sighed as she heard the voices coming from below. Sometimes I wonder why I started ruling over these idiots. I've got some doubts. Well, certainly, how should I say? They're a simple-minded bunch. The High Dragon returned to her side and bowed. This High Dragon has lived for several decades. In other words, with this much life experience, if it didn't have any ability to think carefully, then it would be absurd. Well, it's fine. This one is the Dragon King who gathered this group once. So, for once, I might as well help them. Excuse me for saying so, but you are quite warm and kind, Dragon King Sama. This will certainly be the last job of my time as Dragon King and my life. Dragons live by the law of survival of the fittest. If I were to win, then they would continue to live under me as always. If they were to see me lose pathetically, these dragons would submit themselves to him. That's fine. It's good either way. Well then, Dragon King Sama, please ready yourself. Hesti removed the clothes from her body. As she took off her pure white clothing, she revealed pure white skin. Her beautiful body reflected the moonlight. Then, Hesti began to empower herself. Magic spread throughout her entire body, remaking it, slowly turning into a huge white dragon. I haven't let my magic flow through my body for quite a while now. Yes, we have been waiting for you, Dragon King Sama. And so she continued to change. I haven't ever really given it my all. Getting the chance to do so. I'm looking forward to it a bit. A thin smile floated across her face as she returned to her original dragon form. That day I woke up in the morning. It's been a while since I got up early. Thanks to the magic key technique that I learned from Hesti, I seem to be less tired. From now on, if I want to wake up earlier, I'll use the magic key. Fufu, you're up earlier than usual. But good morning, Master. Your breakfast is ready, as expected of Sakura. No matter what time I wake up, she gets up first and prepares my food. I think that she might be working a little too hard, and that it'd be fine if she takes it easier. But, are you planning on taking away the sole enjoyment from me who barely even sleeps? She said, teary-eyed. So there was nothing to be done. That being the case, she woke up earlier than me today as well, and prepared my breakfast. As always, Sakura's food is delicious. Thank you very much. I leisurely ate my breakfast of piping hot rice, miso soup, and grilled meat. Recently you've been getting along with Hesti, so I polished my appeal so I wouldn't lose. Those words made me choke a bit. Sakura, you're not angry, right? No, it's fine. I'm not mad. I'm not burning with jealousy. That's because you always come back to me, this house. I just feel a sense of rivalry. She's laughing, but her eyes are kind of scary. I don't really have anything to be guilty about. I'm just getting along with Hesti. In essence, it's just me being taught. Ah, that's right. That's the thing for the magic technique you were taught yesterday, right? Yep, it's the magic key. Sakura's method is superior in usage, and Hesti's is better with energy consumption. That's why when I have the time to do as I please I will use Sakura, and when I want to save time I will use the magic key. I feel nothing but gratitude towards Hesti. She even gave me this wand, and I placed the wand that I had been keeping on my waist onto the table. Though I saw it last night, this wand has quite a lot of magic within it. However, if Master were to use it with all your power then I think it would break. According to Hesti this wand is quite solid, but since Sakura said so, that's probably the case. I have to think before I use it apparently. But I wonder if Hesti made this wand? It's quite intricate. It might be because of the raw materials. That little woman is truly mysterious. Every day she came to the apple orchard before I noticed her, and each night she disappeared into the western forest. If her residence is close by then I could go over and visit. But I don't really know where it is. Saying that, I look out the window. From the living room I can see a rock face in the forest to the west. As I learned when I was attacked before, that is apparently the place where the dragons live. I should take a walk and look around sometime. There might be a village. As I murmured that, suddenly a shadow fell across the rock face. Huh? What's that? In the sky to the west, there was a large body floating above the rock face. It was a huge white dragon. It's probably the biggest I've ever seen as of now. And actually it seems to be heading over here. It's obviously looking at me. Sakura? There's a strange dragon. Yes, what's wrong, master? I said there's a strange dragon over there and it's heading this way. Oh, it's quite a large dragon. Is it about 30 meters in length? It seems to be flying over from the large rock face. Behind that huge dragon there is a multitude of dragons following it. What's with that group? Is it some kind of great migration, or is my house their goal? I don't know. Its eyes don't seem hostile. They might just be going out into the forest like usual. I see. At any rate, if they're migrating, then I'd like for them to hurry up and pass by. The wind from their wings flapping is quite unpleasant. It's enough to make my house sway. The closer they get, the stronger the wind will be. Should we go below for a while? Let's do that. And so Sakura and I were about to descend to the ground. At that moment, from my house's surroundings a blanket of flame came flying down from the west. The house wasn't burned, but because some of the flames flew into the house, some of the golems inside were dispatched. The flames were shot from high above, so the apple orchard wasn't burned. But further into the forest some of the trees were burnt to ashes. Ah, I see. Sakura, it seems like it's the usual. Indeed, it doesn't seem like we were burnt because we were in the way. At any rate, it took up a position near the top of my house. It beat the air with its large wings and caused a strong wind to dance about. My house and my apple orchard started to sway more strongly. Further proof was given when I have came to fight. The one who lives on this land, come and fight with me. If not, I will use my white flame to burn this place. The dragon spoke such words. I understand the gist of what's going on, though I was a little curious about its appearance and was a little expectant. You're also here to threaten the land where I live in peace. Well then, let's fight. If I don't fight, I won't be able to protect my own home. The enemy is 30 meters long. It's much larger than a wood golem. It's extremely large, but I will beat down anyone who threatens my home. As I get angrier, I gather my magic and touch both Sakura and my wand. I will use both synchronization and my magic key. I will show the fruits of all my training up till now. Let's go, Sakura. Yes, master. Anytime you're ready. Wood armor, mode strong golden samurai. Then a wooden giant slowly rose. My house is a magic power spot. Just by living there I become the strongest in the world. Chapter 23.1. This incident was even visible from the witch's country, Prussia. There's a message from the distant observation squad. In the west of the dark forest there is a large group of dragons. As Diania looked out the window of her office, she heard shouting from below. The messenger entered while running. Placing the map on the desk, a number of amplification magic charms were prepared. The wolf people are fleeing. Hurry, call for aid and prepare for evacuation. Evacuate? Where do you suggest we go? That white flame dragon has appeared. It's no good. This capital is already finished. Before long there wasn't just reports streaming in, but screams of despair mixed in as well. Everyone, calm yourselves, Diania thundered. And the office fell silent. Calm down and report. Messenger, how many dragons are there? At least 50. They are all flying in the skies above the dark forest along with the Dragon King. In addition, one part of the forest has already been reduced to ashes. Fumu. Diania looked out the window. Certainly she could see it. The giant white dragon. Huh. So that's the Dragon King? I heard that it was dormant, but for it to appear so close by. Diania-sama. That's. Please issue the evacuation order. Knight Captain. Please evacuate as many people as you can. Has a request for reinforcements been made to the fortified city? Yes, but the aid will take at the very least a day to arrive. Fumu. Diania nodded and checked the equipment around her hips. There she had a powerful magic catalyst. It was the high dragon knife that she had set aside to sell, and lying across her desk was her broom-shaped staff. Then she said, "I will go and fight Princess Sama? I may be useless, but I can at least do this much." Everyone in the office gasped at her words. To go against the dragons by herself. It was clear what the outcome would be. No matter how great of a mage Diania was, "Princess, if I may be so bold." "Ah, I know, Knight Captain, it's not possible for me to win and it'd just be throwing my life away. But if I use all my power, then I can at least hold it back for a while." Even though she appears like that, she is a high-ranking mage. "I'll show you I can do at least this much," Diania whispered. "Princess. At times like this I'm thankful that I'm the second princess. Instead of being forced to run away, I can fight instead." Her legs are shaking. Tension has already made her body stiffen. But even so, she hasn't lost her will to fight. "I'm off, guys. I'll leave everything else to you. Please continue to observe properly till the end." "Princess. It's all right. I will use my life to buy time for the citizens. That is a princess ''s. No. My duty." Speaking thusly, Diania used transfer magic. It is a magic that can ignore distance and move instantly to a location. Resolving herself to die, she transferred herself to the western dark forest. And the moment she transferred, she saw it, the incredible sight of the man with vast magical power fighting the Dragon King with a wooden giant. I settled the wood armor Vedra around myself and looked up to the sky. There was the white dragon with flames flashing in its mouth. It's huge. It's about as big as my house. I used around 100 apple trees to create my armor. Vedra may be big, but it's only 7 meters tall at best. In size the other side has the advantage. In height and positioning the other side also has the advantage. However, Master, the house is being protected by my magic, so please fight as much as you please. Alright. Inside of the wood golem, Sakura was lying across me. We are constantly synchronized. I can continuously feel the current status of my peaceful home. This place is my home. This is the place where I can live happily. Then, there's absolutely no reason I should lose. Take this. The flame breath came. The flame was fast as light and burned intensely. What the hell are you doing to my home? A hectare of forest was already burnt to ashes behind my house. But any further and my house will start to burn. Golems. The tens of golems stored within my house shot out from the windows and spread themselves into a dome-like shield. Since they were originally made of living wood, they have quite a bit of moisture stored within them, but they're steaming. Normally they'd burn, but somehow they've stopped just before turning to charcoal. It's still possible to use them as a defensive wall. There's still more. The dragon beat its wings at the wall of golems and blew them away. It wasn't just flames. The wind from those huge wings had more than enough power. In the air it is superior, a formidable foe. However, this is literally my home field. I have the home field advantage. There's nothing here that I cannot use as I please. Right now there are over 100 apple trees within my garden. I can make use of each and every one of them, grow and capture. That instant, 100 apple trees all began to grow and shoot into the sky. The white dragon began to bend its body, but it was too slow. Now that I have the magic key, I can use magic with immediate effects. Golem X100. Capture IT. I had used this type of spell many times before, so using the wand as the catalyst I invoked it. The trees transformed into golems, and each of them extended their arms to capture the dragon. The white dragon started to roll its body in an attempt to drive away the branches. If it was one or two, then it's likely that it'd be able to get rid of them. But it's impossible to escape from all 100. Already its feet, tail, and body have been bound. Gotcha. In return, the wand that I have equipped on my hip starts to creak. Even so, I'm not letting it go. Impudent. The white dragon spat out a blaze and burned off the golem's arms. The broken bits from the golems are like volcanic rocks falling from the sky. But the armor's defenses are perfect. Among the falling debris I began running without paying them any mind and started to head towards the base of the trees which were growing into the sky. This is the end. Then I gathered all the apple trees and gripped them tightly. A great weight settled upon the armor's arm, but this is nothing. Because of the enhanced muscle power given by the armor, carrying these trees is too easy. Indeed, Vajra mode has two traits. It is wooden armor made from compressing 100 trees together. The first is its overwhelming heaviness. It's so heavy that it sinks into the ground as it walks. And the other is the magic power gathered from combining all 100 trees together. This allows it to show overwhelming power. Weight X power. That is Vajra. I gripped the trees and put them over my shoulder. I mightily pulled the trees as if I was doing a one-armed shoulder throw. That power was completely transferred to the white dragon and the white dragon crashed down into the forest. The Dragon King's back slammed into the ground. It seems like its entire body received a shock because it coughed up blood. Then, once it fell, it stopped moving. Because I was synchronized with Sakura, I understood. The magic within the dragon had settled completely. The battle was over. Be obedient and stay down, you annoying dragon. Master's gallant figure is the coolest. Without releasing my wood armor, I received Sakura's praise and walked to the dragon's side. I wanted to confirm my victory. Diania had started to cry without even noticing it. Why? This happened right in front of my eyes. The king amongst dragons, an existence that humans cannot win against. The truth before her eyes caused her to be overwhelmed with emotions. Earth Vein man, I admire your strength. Diania is just a single witch. To become strong she trained assiduously and became an archmage. In order to become stronger and enrich her country, she had summoned this magic spot, the Earth Vein, but only half that wish was granted, and she did not get any stronger. That's why, even just a little, she was frustrated. If he wasn't here, wouldn't I have been able to become stronger? I don't know what that man went through to obtain that power. Could it possibly be that it was as simple as him just living there doing nothing? That's why she was envious, and thought of how it would be if she were in such a position. But now it's different. When she saw his strength, when she saw his power, her heart started to burn. In the middle of her body there was a heart-wrenching burning sensation that will shook her heart and mind. Because he has something he wants to protect, he fought against the Dragon King without budging an inch. The spirit, heart, and strength to bring the King of the Skies crashing to the ground. She thought. He's amazing. My house is a magic power spot. Just by living there I become the strongest in the world. Chapter 24. The area where the white dragon fell was in a sorry state. The earth and trees were practically all crushed by the huge body. The area around my house has gotten even more tattered. Even without this, there were many places that were reduced to ashes by this bothersome dragon. Even though my view has improved, the scenery is pretty bad, so I'll fix it later. Will you plant some kind of fruit tree, Master? I think so. If I plant a tree, then it can also serve as anti-air equipment, so that's perfect. It's always possible that we might get attacked from the sky again. And when I looked at the sky, the other dragons had started to run away. Dr. Dragon King Sama got done in by such a little human guy? Run. Somehow they've got a really casual way of speaking though. I understand that they're panicking, but it's still an absurdly light tone. Well, as long as I don't need to fight any more than necessary, it's fine. So, the problem is what to do with this big thing. Please be careful, Master. It is still breathing. Yeah, I got it. This dragon isn't dead. I can tell because I can feel its heart beating through the ground. So, as I carefully approached the dragon's head, its large eyes opened and looked at me. Kill me. It moved its mouth slightly and groaned at me. Neither its head nor its body even twitched, so I could tell it was quite exhausted. This one can no longer move. I have already spat out all my breath as well. I have no physical or magical strength left. Just kill me. The white dragon was sprawled out defenselessly as it appealed to me. Well, it's good that it can't go on a rampage at least, but who's going to kill who? You troublesome dragon. What? I didn't really intend to do something like that from the start. If I were to kill such a big thing as you, wouldn't my house and land get cluttered and polluted? new, even though this big dragon has already torn up the forest. I don't want to make it even worse. That's why I wanted it to hurry up and go away as soon as it could move. I thought that, but I see. Then I'll become small. Huh? The white dragon said that, and its body started to shake, and then a thick fog arose from its white scales. And how about this? When the fog clears up, pop, there was a pure white little girl sitting flat on the ground. That girl was only wearing underwear the same color as the scales, apparently. It seems like dragons can turn into people in this world. That in itself was surprising, but Hesty? I was surprised when I saw the face that I remembered, all the more so because it was the little woman who had been helping me out till now. Indeed, I am Hestiradona, the White Flame Dragon King, well, ex-Dragon King. I was wondering why I was being glanced at while you were attacking my apple orchard and house. I was wondering whether the dragons usually talk so much while they're attacking, but now I get it. It was an acquaintance, huh? Alright, I've gotten smaller. Now it won't be too cluttered or dirty. And so Hesty lay down face up on the ground in her little girl form. Hey, what do you think you're doing? You know, finish it. In this form it should be easy to kill me. Oi. Wait a second. Why does it sound like it's decided that I'm going to be a murderer? I have no intention of killing one of my acquaintances. Besides, she's the Dragon King. Well, let's leave that aside for now. Why did you attack this place, Hesty? I haven't heard that yet. I already understand that it wasn't for my magic from the talk before we fought. Actually, if she was aiming for the magic, then she had many chances. There must have been plenty of times that I let down my guard while talking to Hesty where she could have attacked me. She purposefully left and changed into a different form to come and fight me. Why did you purposefully come this morning to attack? When she heard me ask again, Hesty had an embarrassed and troubled expression. It was a hesitant expression, as if expressing, should I say? That means there should be some kind of circumstances, right? If so, then that's better, cause I can't do anything without hearing about it first. For now, just tell me about it, Hesty. I won't treat those who don't keep causing me and my house problems badly, I say as I remove my wood armor and sit down next to Hesty. Neither of us feel like fighting anymore, so I no longer need my armor. All that's left is to talk. Then after waiting a little bit, Hesty began to talk little by little. I wanted to lose for the sake of the other dragons. I wanted to lose to show that you are much stronger than them. It's because you're the most powerful one I know. I listened to her talk about the circumstances for a few minutes, about the dragon's traits and their natures, and by defeating her, that is the Dragon King, the other dragons won't recklessly challenge me. Okay, I understand. You fought for the other dragons, and so you've achieved your goal, am I right? After being defeated, so obviously no one should come over here. Even so, if there were some who did, all you'd have to do is show them my head and they'd definitely listen to you. I understand that the dragon race follows the strong very well now. That's why it's fine for you to take my head. She also understands, so she closes her eyes and stretches out her neck. Therefore, to this white beautiful head, smack, I give her a knock on the head. Hesty opened her eyes in surprise. Her eyes were a little teary. This is the punishment for causing me and Sakura trouble. It hurts. Hesty held her head and trembled a little. Of course, since I actually put some power into it, it'd be troublesome if it didn't hurt at all. However, okay, then with this I've given you the finishing blow. Now I forgive you. You had your own circumstances and such, so it really couldn't be helped. That's why I paid you back in proportion to how bothersome it was, and that's the end. My house was hurt some, but Hesty was also quite injured as well. That's why I thought that this would be enough for now. But Hesty seemed to be bewildered by my decision. Is it really that surprising though? That's not dragon common sense. I'm a human though. I'm not aware of dragon common sense in the slightest. Actually, I should say that, Hesty, just tell me if you're troubled. We have a good chance to talk, so let's have a full consultation. If we had a conversation like this first, then we might not have had to have this fight in the first place. Consultation. But I don't know how to do that. It's just talking and listening. It's not a bad thing to depend on your neighbors when you're having a problem. In that regard, we are both the same. When I was having trouble, I received help, and now that she's having problems, I should help her. That's just how you interact and keep your relations with your neighbors. Well, I actually don't like doing it that much though. Even so, I'll throw out my chest and say it. If you're in trouble, rely on me, Hesty. Even if you just need to talk, I'll listen to you. And Hesty gave a small nod. With this, the annoying neighborhood dragon problem has come to an end. Ah, but you still messed up the area around my house, so I'll have you help clean this up. Sorry, I'll help. And so we started to make up with each other as we cleaned up the aftermath. My house is a magic power spot. Just by living there, I become the strongest in the world. Chapter 25. While we were cleaning up the area around my house, Hesty pulled at my waist. What? The wand. It's broken. Just as she said, when I looked at my waist, the pretty white wand was broken in half. Seriously? I did hear it creaking and cracking when I summoned the 100 Gilims though. As expected, it couldn't endure Master's magic. I see. It turned out just like Sakura had said, but still. No matter if Hesty was the cause of this, I feel kind of guilty that I already broken something that I'd been given just yesterday. That's why I was about to apologize, but when I looked at Hesty, she had her mouth hanging open in disbelief. Unbelievable. I put considerable effort into it when I made it. It shouldn't even crack if it was hit by a steel sword. As I thought, Hesty made this wand. Yes, I can effectively be considered as a wand craftsman. I have a license. Seriously? There's a such thing as a license? When I was traveling, I did that for a living. I am registered and licensed for many other things. As a mage, I also have a reasonable position. You really do have quite a bit of life experience. I wonder how long of a journey she went on. It was probably quite long, since she's the Dragon King. I'm sure that she's not as young as she looks. Nevertheless. This was a wand made by using the Dragon King's tailbone. Because of that, it is extremely strong. Or it should have been. I never imagined it'd end up like this. Rather than sad, Hesty had a curious expression on her face. This wand seemed to have taken an abnormal amount of power. But what should I do? Without this, I can't use the magic key, right? Without a catalyst, it's pretty much impossible. As I thought, that means the new technique that I learned has become useless. The magic key is convenient, so I wanted to use it in my everyday life though. This is a problem. As I was thinking, Hesty tilted her head and peered at my face. If you don't have this key, you'll be troubled? I'll be considerably troubled. Then I'll fix it. Hesty removed the wand from my waist, and after confirming the condition of the broken wand, she nodded. If I have a day, I can fix it. For materials, I still have some from my tail. Oh, seriously? You're a lifesaver. I was thinking about trying to repair it with my own magic, but if the original manufacturer offers to fix it, then that's even better. When there's trouble, you said that we should help each other. I'll help you. Haha, that's right, huh? Thank you so much. Without Hesty, I can't fix it after all. After all, putting aside the fact that I don't know how to make a wand. I don't even know where to get the right Dragon King bones or whatever. But if it's just the bones, then you can get it even without me. There are still 6 other Dragon Kings. There are still 6 of them. That's quite a few. Well, even so, the only Dragon King that I know is Hesty. And the only wand maker that I know is Hesty. That's why I was thinking that I'm glad to know Hesty. And Hesty seemed a little embarrassed as she turned her head away and nodded. Sweet little lady. I say a little, but I don't even know how old she really is. In any case, helping each other like this is a great thing. Hesty, remember to come to me if you have any problems, alright? As I said that, Hesty nodded, then looked off into the sky. What's wrong? Then, there is one thing troubling me, right now. Right now? What? I don't have anywhere to live. Huh? I can't believe what I'm hearing all of a sudden. You don't have any place to live? It disappeared. Haven't you been living in the Dragon's Valley up till now? From what she said a while ago, it was pretty clear that she had a home there, but I have lost my place as the Dragon King that the other dragons will obey. I can no longer return to the valley where they live. There's such a thing in the Valley of Dragons? Most likely the majority of the dragons are treating me as if I am dead already. The dragon's survival of the fittest doctrine is surprisingly cruel. My clothes are in a different location, so it's fine. But if I can't find a place to stay tonight, I will have to sleep outside. But it's dangerous, so I can't actually sleep. You're such a big dragon, so I didn't think sleeping outside would be dangerous for you, Hesty. If I sleep outside, I'll be on alert. I might inadvertently turn into a dragon and let out my breath. That makes it dangerous for the surroundings. Oh, that's what you mean by dangerous? Certainly, if a Dragon King was sleeping outside, there shouldn't be any danger because of her strength. If you have a bed to sleep in, then you won't turn into a dragon? If I have a sense of security, then it's fine. If I'm on guard while I sleep, then it's easy to change into a dragon. So, if you know of a place I can stay or live, I'd like you to introduce it to me. I'll do something about the money. I see. She needs a proper place to stay, But I don't know of any towns or inns. I don't know about any accommodations or what you need to buy a house. I should ask the Witch Princess about that when I get the chance. But right now she needs a roof over her head. Oh wait. Question mark. I just had a great idea. Sakura, I need to talk to you for a moment. You need to talk to me about letting Hesty-chan live here? Yeah, you really understand me well. I had just thought of it now and was going to consult Sakura. It's because Master is kind. This is within my assumptions. Then, I'll ask again, but is it okay for her to live here? I am Master's property, so feel free to do as you please, Master. No. I meant that the magic is really thick around here, right? So I wanted to know if it was okay for her to live here. Hearing that, Sakura narrowed her eyes for a moment in thought, then she nodded. I see. Most likely this amount of magic power will not cause Hesty-chan any real harm. I think it should be fine. But the main living floor may be a different story. Oh, is that so? Then it's decided. That being the case, stay here, Hesty. Is that alright? Yep, the owner and the house itself said it should be fine, so it's alright. We have quite a few vacant rooms and empty cabins. I was troubled over what I was going to use them for, so this seems perfect. Then, please, take care of me. Yep, glad to have you, Hesty. And like that, I got a new person as a housemate. No, I mean I got a new dragon as a housemate.